Taylor King, Taylor King, Taylor King, Taylor King.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered a time. We finally made it. I think we all made it to the finish line almost. You know, it's getting there. We got one more movie left. 10 years to this. Avengers Infinity War. We made
10
it.
years in the making, y'all.
Trump be damned. We made it.
Hell yeah.
Touch and go for a while, though.
Yeah, it was almost touch and go. I had goals. I was like, come on, Trump, don't fuck this up. I want to at least see Black Panther. And then I was like, all right, let's extend the goal to Infinity War. And then I was like, now I'm like, all right, North and South Korea made peace, so we might just make it to Avengers 4. It's awesome. It's great.
Now, if you really think about it, first of all, Black Panther was a late present from Obama.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Oh, well. I just like, the best thing about the whole thing about the Infinity War and all that stuff is, it's like the hilarious stuff is that all that stuff happened in Wakanda. It's not in, they got a little in New York, but like most of it was like in Wakanda. I'm like, damn.
So,
yeah. I think they feel like just to hate Black Panther just to say, oh, by the way, this whole big battle is just going to be him.
I mean, that's how they got everybody in. They got everybody in. It was like, you like Black Panther? Okay, we're going to have everything in Wakanda, and we got everybody in there. So that's how they did it. But we got a full house today. We got a full house. I was going to add some more people, but I was like, you know what? I think this is the perfect number for this and stuff. Otherwise, it'd be chaos. So, joining me, it's me, Eris. He's in town, actually. So this is like maybe the second time we've ever done anything. I think me and him talked last time like about Luke Cage. That was like the last thing we ever did, like Marvel-wise, I think. Yeah, Luke Cage, wasn't it?
That was one of them.
yeah, Luke Cage. That was the last time we were talking about that and stuff. But yeah, he's here. And we actually did a review, so that was awesome. And he was here for Wakanda-Con. That was great. Very great.
Wakanda-Con forever.
Yes, Wakanda-Con forever.
Y'all. Yeah. Hey, look, y'all saw the photos I posted.
It looked awesome. Awesome.
I got Tamar. She's here. Last time she was here was it Suicide Squad, or it might have been after that? I'm trying to remember.
It was after Suicide Squad. It was
trying to remember. I lost count now at this point.
Yeah. I've only done your
I think Assassin's Creed.
Twice.
I think Assassin's Creed.
Yes,
Assassin's Creed. That's what it was. Assassin's Creed.
Lord.
So, okay,
we don't want to talk about
you got me for two crappy movies. Now, finally, you got
this
me
makes
for
up for it. This makes up for it.
Oh, yeah.
Duke is here. What's going on, man?
Oh, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Duke CT here once again with the three Black Geeks and Friends going in to take down the Infinity War. So... let's go not take down, but celebrate.
Yes,
celebrate and and hopefully not talk about Assassin's Creed ever again.
We got Prime here. What's going on, man?
Guten Tag, mein Dudes. Guten Tag, Fräuleins.
And last, and we say the best for last here, we got Joe. What's going on, man?
Dude, I need a better intro, man. Everyone's got like a little tagline. I don't have shit.
I mean, we got the artist extraordinaire here. The best there ever is and ever was.
Jesus, all right, that's too much. I appreciate
I had to give you the Bret Hart. thing. So we had.
Yeah, exactly. You can say that, I can't. So.
Yeah, but hey, look, I casually observed you when Infinity War dropped, and I saw you like really like drawing a lot of stuff, particularly with Iron Spider and stuff, and really showed. You got a person on your side that really sympathizes with you on the Iron Spider design, and at first I was kind of like, I don't know, Joe, and then I was like, you know what, he might have a point here because I do like this new.
Oh, dude, it's so bad.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, Infinity War, man. It was great. I think, when you start your movie off with Thanos giving Hulk the two-piece, that's when you just have to ditch your expectations and just throw it away.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he just straight up Braun Strowman that dude. He took care of him like Strowman took care of Babatunde. Just like, in the Great War, just like, sup, boom, There you go. You're
I
done.
mean, just what a way to start a movie.
They went from the jump. They was like, okay, let's go.
It's like you better have seen the previous movies. We don't care if you've never seen the previous ones. Let's go.
You know what I really appreciated that is that they're not assuming that we need to be spoon fed all this stuff. They're going with the conceit that after 10 years of Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and on demand, that you have seen these movies. We're not going to start all over again. For for the people that decided, you know what? For 10 years, y'all have been talking about Marvel, Marvel, Marvel. I'm now going to decide I'm going to start with this one. It's like, that's on you. So thank you for thinking I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some articles complaining about that, saying like a lot of the characters don't exist. Yeah, don't exist to tell a story. They exist to fulfill it. And I'm like, okay, see, at this stage of the game, like, you need to realize, like, that's like going into Return of the Jedi and not knowing like who Luke Skywalker. That doesn't make any sense.
You're
like
saying,
that has a narrative like saying like I understand the need of movies to stand on their own, but when a movie is part of an ongoing serial, ongoing saga, I can't just pick up a random book and turn to page 17 and then be pissed off because I don't know who the characters are.
I will say this, all right, and I'll start strong with this next topic though. All right, I will say this. This is after watching it 4 times, right? One time on bootleg. I did watch it a third time Sunday, early that afternoon. I was desperate, all right? Don't front me on this. I was desperate. I came out the theater. I wanted to see it again.
Did you at least get it from the barbershop man? Did you at least do that?
No. It was online. You
should at least went for the man.
First of all, that's assuming the barbershop even got a decent copy to even sell.
It's probably the same copy I watched. It's probably the same copy. So I was really looking at it, and there were parts of the movie where I'm like, they did a good job to where even if you happen to be that crazy dummy that didn't see the previous movies, they made you you knew the gist of the characters. Like, for instance, like when you saw Tony Stark and Pepper, you understood the dynamics. Even if you didn't see Iron Man 1 through 3 in the Avengers movies, you understood Pepper Potts and Tony's dynamic and stuff,
True, and Thor basically gave his whole backstory when he's trying to out my family's sadder than yours with Peter.
I mean, you give Bruce Banner some credit. He was a POV character for some people because they were catching him up on all the things that happened in the movies that he wasn't in.
Yeah, and you get to the Guardians, and as soon as you get introduced to them, they're singing along to the song Rubber Band Man. I'm like, okay, that's the Guardians. If you've never seen the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, that's the Guardians in a nutshell. Drac is sleeping and they're singing along. That's all you need to know. If you knew nothing about the Guardians, that scene set the stage for all you need to know. Even to Captain America when he's mouthing off to freaking General Ross, you understand, okay, that's Captain America. And then you understand, the Accords, that's why Civil War happened, the movie I didn't watch. Why didn't you watch that? I don't know. But you understood.
Also, how do you know that Black Panther was coming? Them freaking
drums. The flutes and drums. So the movie already told you whatever you needed to know about these characters. So, like I said, even if you didn't, you at least got an understanding. Now, here's the thing. This movie worldwide opened to $630 million.
Yes.
And what did Justice League make? And what did Justice League make in their entire run? 657 or 58 million.
That is nuts.
Worldwide. 11 weeks.
The Infinity War destroyed DC's biggest shot of Justice League, which is sad because I actually enjoyed Justice League.
And I'm not even taking pot shots at it. It's just like, okay, shit. Like, wow, it's going to make $1 billion next weekend. It might hit $2 billion. It might.
They're not. First of all, y'all know that they weren't even looking at DC as as their target of movies to beat. First of all, they looked at Black Panther and said, can we do better than this?
They were already doing, but think about it. Look. Here's where I felt personally where Marvel Studios unintentionally was stunting on DC. All right, this is where they did it at. All right. Somebody in that boardroom told Feige, hey, you know what? How about we do an Ant-Man movie? And I think that at that point, that's when they're like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. And there you go.
And when
I don't think so. I think Ant-Man was always on the table, even from phase one.
It was always on the table. Yeah.
Because that's all they had. They didn't have their big guns. Like they always had to be scraping the bottom of their barrels.
Yeah, they had to be like Ant-Man.
But the Ant-Man was like, everybody said Guardians, but I think Ant-Man was where it was like, fuck it, let's see what happens.
I think Guardians was, because even at least Ant-Man had some cachet of being like a founding member of the Avengers.
But see, here's
he was in that Fox cartoon that some people watched and some people, lambasted, but like, and that Saturday Night Live skit. Like, I feel like Ant-Man does have some cachet. I'm not saying like it's a lot of cachet, but like people do have a general sense of who Ant-Man is.
But I would say,
even if it's just jokes and memes and smacking his wife, people know who Ant-Man is.
And besides, I would say, and besides, like, and the only thing everybody was looking forward to was seeing Guardians was, let's just be real here, everybody wanted to see Groot and Rocket Raccoon.
That's true. That is true.
But then the real star showed up. Drax, aka with Batista, man.
I mean, look, okay, so let's get into it. All right. Like,
you know what? Oh, and by the way, I'm still waiting for Rocket Raccoon to break out the minigun.
Look, let me tell you something.
That's for the sequel, man.
Actually, hold on for 1 second, because Shaggy might be available right now. Hold on for 1 second. Shaggy was like, "Yeah, I just snuck out of work." I was like, "Okay, so I guess we can add him into the mix."
Oh yeah.
And can I please get a Nova movie?
Look,
I think we have to finish these phases first. Everybody I want.
But let's finish the meal.
I know you want I know you want breakfast, right? You want breakfast right now, but we need to finish. I mean, I think Kevin Feige has done pretty good with his plan, his master plan, even though I remember when they said they were going to announce Guardians. And I remember this because I'm a black woman. That's what I do. I remember everything. I remember watching all of Nerd, Black, White, whatever, Gatekeeper Twitter go crazy when he announced that because Guardians was lame. No, they said those books are so lame.
But see, they didn't get good until Annihilation. Like Annihilation.
Yeah. And what gets me, and I say this a lot on Twitter, like, don't say anything. People who don't read comic books will eventually reveal themselves.
Yeah. They always do. Come on now.
Don't say nothing. Just like sit back and watch. And like, I hate that phrase when people say like, why are they using X character? Why are they doing X team in like a movie or a cartoon or a TV show? And I hate because no one cares about the character. Fuck you. Excuse my language. But just because you aren't aware of a character because you haven't read a story about a character,
we don't mind
doesn't mean a character
on the show. Prime, just by the way.
It's not a PG product.
It's a new year. It's a new year. It's a new me, guys. I'm trying to reinvent myself.
Fair enough.
New Year's like 4 months ago, man.
I step into my own ways.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just remember seeing this meltdown. It's like, oh, this is gonna suck. These characters are lame. And then when they announced James Gunn, what? Slither? Why? Why are you blah blah blah? All that
underrated movie.
Like, I remember. It's a great movie. I just remember seeing these meltdowns, and for me, who came into comics because of the MCU, because my family is Haitian, and they weren't dropping it didn't matter if they were $1 when I was a kid. My parents were not dropping money on comic books because that's not what they grew up with. So it's because of RDJ and him bringing me into reading comic books. I'm ambivalent. Anything that they decide they're going to do, I'm like, cool. Because you know why? I'm not the head of Marvel Studios. Me whining on Twitter is not going to change that man's mind.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand that mindset of people. Like, why are people so closed-minded and not willing to like give things like a chance? Like every comic book character has potential. So whenever I hear things announced, I go, okay, we'll see how that pans out. Like, I remember when Quicksilver was announced to be in both Age of Ultron and Days of Future Past. I seen cats on Twitter lose their mind. Like, nobody gives a F about Quicksilver. They stupid. Why are they wasting time? Why are the companies fighting over this dumb character? Those movies come out. Oh, surprise, surprise. Who's everybody's favorite character? Huh.
Quicksilver.
Huh. How about that?
How many memes? Who are they quoting? All that stuff.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
No. Hey, so Shaggy's on. What's going on, man?
Yeah. You want to talk about stuff that I didn't see coming.
Oh. I know I'm jumping ahead here. I know I'm jumping ahead here because we're gonna start off with the negatives of this movie, but I have to put this out here for Shaggy, Roy. I was not BSing when I told you, and Eris was next to me here when this happened. When Black Panther disappeared, I laughed, and that was only because I thought of you immediately.
Bro, because you were a friend and a confidant, and I love you for it. Because best believe I was the only smiling face in the theater during that time. It was a glorious day. I remember it like it was Christmas morning.
Bear in mind, folks, Shaggy doesn't really hate Black Panther. It's just like he hates Black Panther, if that makes sense. Let's just make.
I get it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I have my reasons. I literally have my reasons, but to be honest with you, that was a pleasant surprise. I was not prepared for that.
That shocked me because you know what? I gotta be real about this. I think Marvel was in that meeting, was like, okay, we can't piss off black people, so who is less likely to get black people pissed off at us? All right, we'll keep Okoye, kill off T'Challa. All right, cool, bet, let's go.
Nah, when I first saw that scene, and when I noticed who was disappearing, I went, "Oh, Marvel, I see what you're doing. You're not slick at all." Okay. Yeah. So, like, if you notice, everyone who disappeared were characters who either A, already have movies announced, or B, are literally the future of the MCU because the old guard is about to disappear.
Yep.
I
agree.
The founding members of the Avengers are still there standing. So I was like, oh, I see what you're doing, Marvel.
They did take certain people that we don't know the status of their contracts though, like Sebastian Stan, like Anthony Mackie.
He still has. I want to say he has like 2 more movies.
Who?
Sebastian.
Who? Anthony.
Sebastian signed on for Sebastian signed on for 9 movies.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like Cap 1, Winter Soldier.
But, see, that's
Civil
my question,
War.
Though, that's my question though. When they say they're signed, is it like how Samuel L. Jackson was? Those little cameos count.
I mean, he was in Thor: Dark World. Yeah, Steve.
Yes.
And
then he was in Black Panther. Those little cameos count.
But even if he counts for those cameos, that's only like 5 movies out of the 9.
Yeah,
he's there for life.
Also, since we keeping tabs on stuff, somewhere in the back room, I see Sony looking at Marvel and Disney like, "Ayo, I see what you did with Spider-Man. You got one more."
Actually, no. They got no. He gets 3 solo movies. Dog.
He gets 3 solo movies.
I thought he had 2.
He just spoiled Homecoming. That's it.
They're gonna fuck up.
No. Wait. Doesn't he get a? Wait, he gets a sequel to Homecoming, right?
Screw up Venom like they did in Spider-Man 3, and
at
least he has his teeth.
No.
Hold
on, back up. Yeah, he gets Homecoming and he gets 2 more sequels before it goes back to Sony. That's provided if they actually eventually say, "Fuck it, we don't want to do it." So
Okay, so those guest spots of him showing up in like Civil War and Avengers,
they don't count.
Nope.
They don't count.
Nope.
That was a part of the agreement.
I love it. So you know what, Marvel? Thank you. You found a loophole.
So
unless Sony doesn't go bankrupt anytime soon,
which they're close to, because that's my thing. I tweeted. I don't know. I think I even tweeted it to you guys. I can't remember because I read the financial report. It was last year. Even after Spider-Man: Homecoming and another movie, they were $1 billion in the hole.
Yo, Sony, real talk. Working in the other industry, the video game industry, Sony was supposed to go bankrupt back in 2005.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to say. They were supposed to go bankrupt a long time ago.
Years ago.
Talking about the film division, not the gaming division. They weren't talking.
No. We were talking about the whole thing as a whole because that was affecting the gaming division at the time. However,
still is.
Now it was different thing because back then it was the TV. Back then it was the TV side. That's why they stopped pumping out as many TVs as they used to.
Yeah, that's why Powers kind of only got 2 seasons and they were done.
Yeah, but no,
I think he meant like literal TVs.
Yeah,
which don't work, by the way.
But African Catman hate aside, we still were talking about negatives of the movie.
Yeah, okay. You know what though? If we're gonna start negatives, I'm gonna let Joe start this off. Joe, was there anything bad about this movie that you did not like?
Well, I think I put it on Twitter. Like, I saw it Saturday afternoon, and I was like one of the few people that walked out of the theater, and I was like, okay, it was really, really good, but it wasn't like this spiritual awakening that some people claim to have had.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if I see the word shook one more time, I'm gonna fucking scream because it was like, come up with something different. You know what I mean?
I think I saw you put that
saying.
up. I was like, is Joe gonna have to punch a kid? I was really feeling as though that was what was happening.
I mean, the amount of times I read, I'm shook, it was like, oh Jesus, okay. Which I get. It was really, 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 really good. But I've had a lot more fun in other Marvel movies that I've seen.
But I don't think this is a fun movie, though. I wouldn't put this up with.
So it's like, is it the culmination? It's almost like Lord of the Rings. I like the Lord of the Rings movies when I saw them individually, but when you go back and you look at them as a whole, it's incredible. You know, when you look at the trilogy as an entire story arc, to me, it's better than when you watch them individually. So it's a lot like this, where it's like, I really liked it. I'm not hating on it. Like, I flat out said I didn't like Guardians 2, right? Like, I just didn't like it. It wasn't very good to me. This, I'm like, no, this is really, really, really well done. And every single character, every actor came to play in their role. Even the buffoon Drax, which I have a problem with, like, he came to play.
Yeah.
It's just when I was done, I was like, huh.
So you're in the category of like I would want Avengers 4 now, basically, kind of like, hey, let's finish this.
I think we all do. I was more like, I want to see the next one to look at it as a whole movie.
I see what you're saying.
Before I'm like, I'm shook and all this kind of bullshit. Like, it's really, really well done. But there are certain things in the movie, like, why didn't Josh use the time stone? Not one time. He's got the most powerful stone. Arguably, like when Thanos is just laying waste to shit. You know, I'm like, use it there. Come on.
But see, here's the thing.
And I get why they don't use it. You know, he's trying to protect it, and he doesn't want to use it. And I get it. But there are so many opportunities where I'm like, you could have just fucking turned back time.
But you also missed the part, Joe, where when he looked at the 14 million possibilities,
there was no fucking
that one possibility they were going to win, and it was probably let's use that.
No, I get it, and they're you know, I mean, you can't. There's all these, you know, I get it. They're just trying to service the story, or like Star-Lord. You're like, come on, dude.
Star-Lord,
you know what I mean?
Man, dude,
like
it's all the middle fingers.
So tiny things like that, kind of like, really? But I will say to you right now, everyone's telling you or saying that, like, Doctor Strange is the MVP, Thor's the MVP, but fuck that. Thanos is the MVP.
Nah, Thanos is Universal Champ, sir. So yeah, you kind of get it.
No, he is not.
Josh Brolin is.
He was amazing.
He like I've been saying this for years. Like, I don't know why the fuck I don't watch the Academy Awards and all that shit, but I know that it's still a big deal and it's a big honor for actors and actresses to receive. Why they don't open up Best Actor or Actress to motion capture or CGI?
Andy Serkis should have won that shit years ago.
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, his role as Caesar in all three of those movies, to me, rivals, you know, whatever. And DiCaprio won, and he deserved it. But I was like, Josh Brolin right there as a fucking CGI character is better acting than I've seen in so many movies. You know, and I kind of, at first, I didn't like the fact, because remember that, like, when we first saw Thanos, they kind of had that effect on his voice and everything, and his eyes were different, and he looked a lot more like monster-like.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, I don't want to see them humanize him. But it really, really worked. You know, the eyes, the face, the body, they kind of scaled the monster thing back a little bit. You could really see Josh Brolin. Mm-hmm. And like, dude, he was perfect. I mean, he was like, everyone's like, you know, Thor's the MVP. I get it. Brolin, Thanos is the MVP. That motherfucker is perfect.
All right.
That's funny for a dislike.
So, I mean, no, he makes a point though. So,
no, I know he makes a point. I'm
tomorrow,
just shit.
Tomorrow we're gonna go tomorrow next. Any negatives?
the main angle is like what Joe said is about the time stone, but you always have to go back to they can't use it because Doctor Strange saw the possibilities. He had the time to look at over 14 million of them. And and it's also because it serves a story. But the thing that's bugging me isn't necessarily about the movie itself, but it's about how people they're forgetting something. And it's about, like, everybody is bagging on Peter. Like, you've seen the memes, like, thank you for trying to save the universe, not you in the middle. And it's like all this stuff. And yeah, but the thing is, if you notice at the MCU, a lot of people have their trigger. They have emotional trigger, be a friend. Like for Cap, it's Bucky. For Tony, it was his mom. And for Peter, it was his mom and now Gamora.
Which, by the way, side note, when Thanos said my Gamora, he just said bullshit.
Bullshit. Yeah.
I love that.
My man reacted properly.
He did, and then and Tony's trying his best to calm him down.
When Tony is the person that is rational, it's like, yo,
you're in a fucked up situation. Yeah. Tony Stark is the voice of reason. Something's gone wrong.
That all of Twitter all of social media is bagging on him, and I'm like, why isn't anybody saying anything about Nebula? She just stood there. She's literally.
What was Nebula gonna do?
She crashed. She's the strongest one.
Put him in the Cobra Clutch, something. Shit.
She's the strongest one there.
Put him in the Cobra Clutch.
I'm saying is Tony and Spider-Man needed help getting the gauntlet. They needed one more person. That's what Tony was trying to do, to get one more person to get the gauntlet off. And Nebula just stood there.
Yeah. And I think she was like, maybe her power cells are ran out or something.
No!
She the one that told Peter he died.
How do you figure she's the strongest one there?
Remember the fight scene? I'm saying physically, the strongest one. Remember the fight scene on Ego? And Gamora's holding the gun from the ship. So obviously and me and my friend, we were having a power level discussion, like who we would rate on power.
They gotta be on the same level.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They needed one more person to take off the gauntlet. Everybody's focusing on Peter. Well, what about the cybernetic organism built by Thanos?
That would have been really awkward though if they actually took it off like this, whoop, and then
I know,
okay.
But that's why I'm thinking. Bringing that point up. Like, there was a cybernetic.
Well, let's be honest though. Even if they got the gauntlet off of Thanos is still Hulk level strong without it.
Without it. So I was just saying,
no one would have got that that gauntlet, and they couldn't catch those hands. So
I'm just saying it's something I noticed no one's catching because they're focusing on Peter and they're not saying anything about Nebula.
Because because they see themselves in Peter and they're reacting. They're like, I wouldn't have did it. You fucking would have. Why are you reacting that way?
I know.
Because if you want to be real, if you're gonna get shit on Peter Quill for doing that, why ain't you giving shit to Thor for missing completely when he should have went for Thanos?
Hey, we'll talk about that later,
sir. I was mad.
We'll talk. That's actually
creates the.
That's something else we can talk. It's about hubris, but yeah. But that's my.
I'm sorry that. I was gonna say I'm sorry, but that's a meme. Creates a weapon that can kill Thanos. Goes for the chest.
I mean,
seriously.
To be fair to him, he thought that was the kill shot.
To be fair, this was like a PG 13 movie, so I don't think that would have been like really good. That would have been like, okay, that's rated.
Okay, but we can watch a woman get cut in half by a spinning wheel.
No. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and pump the brakes on that. You could have did an off-screen shot of him aiming for the head.
Not even. I'll come back to this. We're just gonna let everybody finish going down the line.
If I was writing it though, just to be a dick, I would have had Thor cut his arm off, and then it was like, still win, and he snaps his fingers on the cut off arm. I'm like, well, shit, didn't see that coming.
Like, well, I'll be okay. So you got me there because I damn sure was about to say you could just cut his hand off. He's like, yeah, muscle reaction, and he still snaps. And I'm
right? Oh. It's like, what?
Son of a bitch.
It's like, fuck
you, man.
It wasn't gonna happen because
that would have been comedy right there.
It would have been comedy, but Thor, as awesome as he is, he's still Thor.
Yeah.
And he needed that last brag because that's who he is. For the 99% of a really great person, he falls back into that frat boy mentality sometimes. And that was him. He needed that last dig to say that thing to Thanos. And Thanos, man, he's all about the mission. That's all he cares about.
You know, like you know what? I can agree with that because I guarantee you that under his uniform, he is rocking a crew shirt.
Yeah.
No, that was the T-shirt. That black T-shirt, that was the crew thing under that mesh thing right there. Remember we had that like the drawings. He had like that black T-shirt.
I know, right?
That was it. Okay.
All right, so Prime, you're up. What's your negatives?
All right, so I'm gonna keep it 100. I would say like I understand the nature of comic book movies and how CGI is used as an enhancer to helps tell the story along. And and that shit, it always looks like cartoons to me. So CGI is never a deal breaker for me. Like no matter what the movie is, no matter the budget,
even Justice League.
Like computer graphics does not bother me at all. Like it, because no matter, it all looks like a PlayStation game to me. I don't care. Okay. That said, this movie, I bet not hear anybody say anything about any other movie CGI ever again because
we can still talk about Steppenwolf, sir. We can still talk about that. Let's be real.
We're gonna talk about that and Hope Buster too. We're gonna talk about all that together. Like that can't be deal breakers for people anymore. Like that scene when first of all, let me just talk about the incredible size changing Thanos. It was infuriating me in the movie when I was like, please pick a frame of reference and somebody say Thanos cannot equal or exceed this.
Well,
like, you know what? I think that was camera angles, but you might have a point on that.
It got so bad for me because in my mind, I'm trying to rationalize it, going, well, maybe he's using a reality stone. No, it's just shit CGI, and like this, it's not consistent. Don't rationalize it. Let it go.
This is why they should have got Braun Strowman to do like the stuff.
And it is so clear and so obvious that each individual character has their own team working on them, and each team gives a little bit more of a fuck than the other team because there is no excuse for that floating green screen CGI Bruce Banner in their Hulkbuster armor standing in the same scene with Rocket Raccoon who looks fucking immaculate. That doesn't make any damn sense.
That I would say that ending sequence with everybody, I was like, that kind of looks a little weird.
It was so awkward.
So hard. There's no excuse whatsoever. And then the flashback with Thanos and Baby Gamora, I bullshit you not, I saw her fucking hand clip through his. Like it looked like a damn. The frames dipped. Like right when he extended her hand to her and she took his hand to like walk away toward the little the vignette thing before, I think it's before or after the execution. Yeah. If you look closely, her hand clips through his. No bullshit.
I mean,
like, you got no, he's not lying. He's really not lying.
Okay, that happened. I'm like, well, it's like well, hopefully in the DVD they'll fix it. It's like a patch.
So we Japan
They're
now.
just like
Japan. This the air version. We have the special edition Blu-ray with the cleaned up animation. That's what we doing. And so my whole thing is when they're making the characters in the CGI, I bet you somebody in whatever special effects house they had to get it done. I bet they were like, okay, well, it looks kind of wonky now, but we can maybe clean it up a little bit. The movie got pushed up a week. Oh, well, that's fine. We can fix it in post. Peter, this is post. Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
So, like, it's like I said, like, it doesn't bother me at all, but, like, what bothers me is, like, the hypocrisy. Like, I see people, like, not talking about it at all when they're talking about the movie. Like, nobody's mentioning baby hand Spider-Man. Like, nobody's saying that at all. No one's bringing that up. Okay, that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. The first time I saw the movie on Friday, I was just so shocked by a lot of the deaths and stuff, especially like with Gamora and stuff. I wasn't paying attention to that because I still kind of was like, holy shit, he threw her off a cliff. Holy shit, he crushed Loki's throat. Oh my god, he stabbed Heimdall through the thing. Why isn't Bruce turning into Hulk? I was kind of shocked by a lot what was going on. I wasn't focusing on like that type of stuff. It wasn't until I saw it again today that I noticed how bad, especially the very end sequence when they're all standing around, how bad and blurred and stuff. I was like, whoa.
Which is weird because you just had a scene.
So blurry.
All I'm saying is, for every meme that we got of Mustache Superman, I'm gonna need
it ain't on the level of
themes.
Mustache Superman, sir. Come on. Let's be real.
For every meme we had of that Mustache Superman, I'm gonna need equal things for floaty head Bruce. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no. I do agree with you. I do agree with you. At the very least, because I mean, clipping and stuff aside, yeah, at the very least, floating head Bruce. Because that, like, I think the first time I didn't pay much attention to it because I was just in kind of like, I'm there with you, Cap. Oh God, didn't pay attention. Second time I was like, that is kind of noticeable with the floating head.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. So,
but like I said, for me, CGI is never a deal breaker. But what breaks me is when people are being, I don't want to say hypocritical about it, but like, if it's bad in this movie, there can be bad CGI in good movies. That is a thing, people, and it's okay to point it out.
Yeah, of course.
That's totally the thing to do. Okay.
Look, I like the Fast series, but I think all of us can agree that there have been some wonky CGI sequences. I'm looking at you, Too Fast, Too Furious.
There's a lot of wonky CGI stuff, and most of these high CGI of these things, man. It's just the way it is nowadays.
Yeah. So, Shaggy, you're up.
All right, folks. I'm gonna keep this plain and simple. And if y'all don't know how much of a bastard I am, you're gonna find out right now. My only negative: I wanted that movie to end with no hope, no glimmering shot or anything. I didn't want no end credit scenes. That shit shouldn't have been there. That should have just ended. Credits roll. Everybody leave.
You know what? The Russos would have. I would have mailed the Russos $200 on that on principle if they did that shit. Like, you guys got balls, son. Balls.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of agree with that. Like, I really wish they had, since people say Marvel started the whole modern after credit scene thing. That after this movie, they just dropped the mic and said, "Nah, son, get the fuck out."
See you at Avengers 4. No. Fuck that. Just put in black. See you at Ant-Man and the Wasp, and just left. It's like, shit.
They'll be like, "Yo, Thanos will return," and that's it.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, Shaggy, I agree with you. No end credit scene, nothing special. Just roll credits. Thanos will return. Done.
Hey, just to show you how much of an old man I am and stuff, I'm be like, well, kids, back in my day, I had to wait 4 years for Return of the Jedi. So you guys are lucky.
Exactly.
You guys are lucky. No, that was my one complaint. Real big.
We talked about that. We texted about that because you hit me up and was like, "Nigga." I was like, "Yes."
Yeah,
oh my God, yes.
Like, bro, I needed that shit to not. I needed everyone to walk out of the theater with no hope.
I mean, dude, let's be real about this. Damn. A lot of people walked out. Like, you gotta understand. Even with that Nick Fury and Maria Hill thing and stuff, right? People still walked out the theater like, "The fuck was that?" What?
No, they were confused.
Can I tell a story from my screening? Can I tell a story of my two screenings?
Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
So when the scene started, like, people were like, "Oh, I knew it," because like there's a guy behind me in my first showing who would not fucking stop talking.
I'm surprised you didn't throw a shoe at him.
Oh, look,
everyone talks too much.
Look, the only reason I'm not in jail now is because he was there with his wife and kid, and his kid was like trying to tell his dad like to shut the hell up. He was like, "Yeah," his kid literally said, "Yeah, that's in the comic book. Just watch the movie, Dad." Like, so, like, I was like, the kid's trying to handle it as best he could. But when the movie was over and it went to black, he stopped and said, "No, I'm not leaving. They can't end it like this. No mid-credit sentence." He's like, "No, we are not leaving." So the scene comes up, it plays out, it ends. Everybody in the theater is audibly quiet as a mother liquor. I literally see the Metal Gear Solid question marks pop up around like, what does that even, what, huh? And I just like finally just shrug and go, "It's Captain Marvel, y'all," and I get up and leave. So that says to me like,
yeah,
scene,
and
you could have just left that scene entirely out because it just people who weren't following along or weren't following Marvel movies as closely as we are, who are so inside baseball, like, they wouldn't know what that symbol means.
And that's the thing.
Like, instead of the symbol, like, it should have just been her name, or again, maybe not include the scene at all. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yo, like I said.
But they always, well, not always.
Before you go to your second one, because that same shit happened. Because, see, like I said, I wanted them to leave with no hope. That one, that endings credit scene, left them with hope and confusion.
I'll take hope and confusion over hope any day of the week.
Like, yo, hope and confusion. They were like, "What the fuck was that?" Because I literally, so picture this: Thursday night, it's about 10:30. The movie's ending. I am clapping in my seat, after everybody is fucking like credits roll, and I see Nick Fury, I'm like, okay, what's this? And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm thinking as Ant-Man, like going into the picture with Ant-Man. I didn't know anything at the time. Then Nick Fury drops the pager, and I'm like, as soon as I look at the galactic pager, I'm like, it's Captain Marvel. But here's what made it great for me. As I'm clapping and saying, fuck yes, this was amazing, there was a chick sitting next to me and literally turned to the side with me on it, looking at me clapping, because she looked at me, same thing when I fucking jumped up and down when Catman turned into kitty litter. She looked at me, and she was like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, I looked at her, I laughed, I was like, wait until next year. I won't spoil nothing. But if you really want to find out, go read Infinity Gauntlet and Infinity War, and you'll be fine.
And Thanos Quest. Just saying.
Yep, and Thanos Quest. She was like, now one thing that made me realize that she isn't like so much of a casual. She's probably one of those movie fans, the Marvel movie fans who've seen all the Marvel movies, but has done homework prior to find out whatever. She asked me, so are we getting Adam Warlock? And I kind of looked at her, it was like, respect. But no, we're not getting Warlock, unfortunately, because of how the movies are planned. If we got Warlock, dope. But I'm really just they're gonna put fucking Captain Marvel in this, so there's sort of like when I tell you I wanted No Hope, like that movie theater was pin drop quiet. Like I'm talking about, you could just hear.
Yeah, what?
You can hear a fucking mouse fart. That's how quiet that shit was.
Oh man, our screener as soon as that movie was over, I was like, "That's how you fucking end the movie. You ended on that." Because it is the typical.
Both me and CJ were like that. We were like, "That's how you end the movie."
Because I think most people, if that movie ended on like, because let's be real about this here, and I'm pretty sure y'all probably may or may not have noticed it on Twitter and stuff. A lot of people were kind of assuming this was going to be a one and done thing and stuff, where they're going to defeat Thanos at the end and that was it. And I was like, no, but there was some people that was thinking that because Marvel does tend to do that. But like,
and they're stupid then because they shot for 18 months.
But that was only because the Russos was like Avengers 4 is a different title, so they assumed that since it was just Infinity War instead of Infinity War Part 1 and 2, it was just going to be one and done. And at first my thing was like, well, that don't make sense, because if you one and done Thanos in one movie, that would be like, wow, really? Like, where do you go from there if you kill Thanos? It doesn't make sense. So it was like, when they ended it like that, I was like, that is the best way you end it. Thanos went home and become a farmer.
I'm a family man. I mean, well.
Go home and be a family man.
He's a farmer now.
He's going to be a farmer man. It blew my mind when I saw that, because I was like, yo, that's the ending to the original Infinity Gauntlet, except he's triumphant. Damn.
He smiled. He may do. I'm going to smile when the sun sets up. I was
he did exactly what he set out to do. He did not let anything stop him, and he got his shit. Yeah. You cannot say that about any of the Marvel villains.
Zemo.
Because they
Zemo.
Yeah,
right,
Zemo.
Right, you know what? Fair. But no one gave a shit about Zemo in Civil War because everybody wants to talk about
that.
Except
for us hardcore fans. We care.
I
care about the Baron.
But when I tell everybody, when I ask people what's their favorite fucking scene, I was asking, what's the story? I said, what's the favorite scene out of Civil War? They said the airplane scene. What was the actual fucking storyline? And if you tell me it's because Captain America was trying to defend Bucky, that is not the fucking storyline, you asshole.
Wait, when you say back to like saying no hope, I mean, if they had just ended it, it's almost like it's like, okay, you guys are trying too hard to be bleak. The hope is called Avengers 4.
That's
the Hope
true.
is called Black Panther 2. The Hope is called Spider-Man Homecoming 2. Like,
exactly.
That's the
hope. But there's some people that be...
Well, to be fair, like, I really feel like I wish we didn't know they were coming, though. Like, I feel like that kind of takes me out of the universe a little bit, because I'm like, as soon as I saw Black Panther and Spider-Man, I was like, there's no way in hell that's sticking. Like, this
let's be real.
Disney, don't announce anything you're doing ever, because we don't. It's like, but that's not the way it works. So like, I get what you're saying about like, the post-credit scene, but if they had just
never gonna happen.
If they had just ended it with Thanos triumphant, trying to be bleak, to me I'd have been like, all right, you guys are fucking trying too hard. Like, we know some of these guys are dead, and we'll figure that out the next movie, but we know 90% of them are coming back. So you guys are trying too hard to make us depressed instead of just letting that naturally sit in, trying to make it bleak and no hope. It's called Avengers 4. It's called the MCU.
Joe. There's a reason why I'm looking for the no hope. we as movie buffs and comic nerds know that this shit's coming. For the people who literally just saw one fucking Marvel movie thinking that was going to happen, I don't want hope for them. This is what happens when you join late to the party. On top of that,
that's because you're fucking dark.
Yes,
I am.
Well,
but then going with
go ahead, ladies first.
No, it's just going with what Joe said. 2 years ago, I went to a Q&A with the Russos. The thing that you're saying is not who they are. It's not how they do. They're not like that. That what you're describing is a freaking Wes Craven movie. I'm sorry.
I want a Wes Craven director movie in the MCU.
But also, what you're saying is, I want those people to have no hope. No, you don't, because those people are what make these movies. Comic book nerds like us are not the vast majority watching these movies.
I'm those comic book nerds.
I'm like, fucking welcome. Come on, bring them in. You don't know shit about Spider-Man? Come watch. You don't know shit about this? Come watch. So saying, like, I don't want hope for them, the fuck you don't, because then this movie flops.
But see, I'll say this, though, before we move on, though. I will say this. I really think, we'll get to you, Duke, in a minute. I would say, I think, this is just a theory here, right? I think Marvel is banking on Ant-Man and the Wasp to kind of satiate people. Because that's going to be kind of like the Infinity War 1.5-ish a little bit, too. So they're banking on that movie to kind of like, okay, guys, we know we ended Infinity War on a downer. Like I said, like Joe said, we as comic book people, we know the deal and stuff. But like a lot of other people that maybe aren't as in the know on the next movies. Like I literally heard an older woman say, oh my God, that was it? 10 years and that was it? And I was like, I mean, there's another Avengers 4, but okay. I'm not going to say anything.
That would have been funny if it was. That was the way to end the MCU.
If that was the end of the current phase, that would have been hilarious.
The general consensus that I heard from the audience that I was with, like you could kind of tell. First of all, if you could tell by people that were wearing T-shirts and shit, right?
Yeah.
So like the non-comic book fans, it wasn't like, oh well, gee whiz, that people they're not that stupid. It was, well, how are they going to come back? So they know, it's like the general audience, at least the ones that I've been with, they know they're coming back. It's, well, how do you bring them back?
Yeah.
So that's the interesting part that I'm actually in, because there's a bunch, there's like a handful of ways you can bring them back, but it really depends on what you're going with.
Yeah.
Because I'm very interested in that. And you guys are right. Yes, I'm fucked up. But at the same time, it's like this is also coming from a studio, I'm sorry, not a studio, a company who have literally killed people for less. So I am like thrilled with that. But at the same time, no, I want more people to get exposure and talk about it. It's just in the sense of now it's kind of like what's next, like this, that type of shit gets them to like, yo. They see that hope and they're like, yo, I can't wait to fucking see that shit because that shit left me off. But like I said, the fun part now is we got 365 days to figure out how the fuck they're coming back. Because they're coming back.
I got theories on that one. But Duke, so negatives, go.
Well, I'm going to say this, and it's just me, but it seems like there was way too much jokes in the beginning of the movie. Like, this is serious ending stuff, and I'm like, still... doing all this type of cracking and joking and smiling. I'm like, it's not the Josh when he came in. Let me just do the little beginning of the parts first. Everyone do that wise cracks and everything. I'm like, dude, just stop with the jokes, please. It's not funny. It's cringeworthy. Only a few of them are funny. In fact, the only person who's actually consistently funny in this movie was Drax. That was pretty much it.
He was.
But everything.
My man Drax with the bruh man shit just popped up. It's like just smacking on them Zag nuts.
So I've been here for an hour.
Yes, and even better is, I don't like the fact they turned Peter Parker to basically like Nightwing not Nightwing, but like Robin to Iron Man's Batman, pretty much. They just made him more. He's not independent anymore. And that's really just
I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, he's 16 though. He's 16.
Yeah,
I did like how Doctor Strange looked at him and said, "I'm sorry, is he your ward or something?"
That That was a good some shade there. Too. He's a 16-year-old kid who sees a man he admires. That's his father figure. No matter, you may not like that, but that's who he is.
God, this shit was a year after Homecoming. Wow, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that because he said he was 15 in Homecoming, so yeah, it's 1 year later. Huh, yeah.
Yes, he's a 16-year-old kid who's trying to impress his father figure. And
I know.
He's like,
it just feels like. Yeah, I don't like. I'm sorry.
I kind of see where you're coming from. Spider-Man has always been a very independent character. Even at 16, he was in the comic books. We had all his own shit, and it wasn't like given to him by somebody else. So I can kind of understand your frustration with that a little bit. But like this is an entirely different Spider-Man. So you probably have to maybe like I don't want to say let go of those expectations, but like just reconceptualize the character in this new situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking dark, man. No hope, no father figures. Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Exactly.
You knew. Look, motherfucker. You knew what you were getting into. God damn it. You knew.
Hey, wait.
For both of you, it's fucking Disney. Relax. It's Disney.
Disney.
Hold on, is this the same Disney that killed Bambi's dad? Hold on, is this the same Disney?
His mama, his daddy,
Yeah.
Simba's daddy.
But the movie wasn't called Bambi's Dad. It was called fucking Bambi. Bambi lives. So like,
Hey, look, man, look. I watched The Fox and the Hound, and that got dark a little bit too.
I definitely must agree. I mean, come on, this is the same Disney that gave us Hamlet with animals.
I'm saying. So like,
Hey, look,
don't act like this is all squeaky clean because they ain't.
It's not because they crushed Loki's throat and ripped Vision's brain out his head on screen. But
wait. Remind me about Hamlet with animals. Remind me how that ended again with a family shot. Happy. Remind me how Bambi is. Happy.
Happy. On the bones of their loved ones. On the blood, sweat, and bones of all that they love.
Yeah. And Peter's uncle's still dead, so he needs a father figure. So you guys are like, I want this motherfucker. Like, God damn it.
Well, he's not saying he doesn't want him to have a father figure. He's just saying he doesn't agree that, everything's being handed. I'm sorry, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, dude. But, like, he doesn't agree, like, Spider-Man's not independent. Like, he's used to Spider-Man being, off on his own, doing his own little thing. Well, again, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, dude. Scott, stop me if I'm speaking for you incorrectly. But Spider-Man in the comic books has always been pretty much literally a self-made man. Yeah, so now then we go to this movie version. Yeah, because again, it's a different version where virtually everything he has is being given to him by somebody else, and I can probably see why that's a little drawing. And that's what I'm saying. And I agree. Sure. This is a different version of Spider-Man. It's an entirely different interpretation, iteration of that character. I'm personally fine with it.
Yeah,
it just frustrates me a bit.
I don't see it that way. I see it as Tony seeing the future. That's why he's heartbroken when Peter dies. Because Peter he is the future. He's smarter and has more heart than Tony. Tony knows Peter is the future. That's why he's trying to protect him as much in the best way he can without smothering him.
Also, that same scene in Homecoming where he's like, "Look, man, if you die, it's on me."
Oof.
Literally his worst nightmare came true.
Yeah.
His worst nightmare came true.
And I think it's a cold day in hell because I just saw a think piece that I kind of agree with, or I'm kind of on the side with. So they say, let's check that. Check it out.
First time ever.
Yeah. So they say like at that scene there on the planet where right before Peter disappears, where he says, "Mr. Stark, I don't feel well." They theorized that his spider senses were kicking in, like he knew what was coming as everyone was dying across the universe.
That's the same fucking thing I told my friend.
That makes perfect sense.
I didn't even think about it that way.
Same shit. I told my friend, so Peter can feel all this, can't he? Like he knows this is coming.
Oh yeah,
that's why he says I don't want to go because he felt it coming because the spider sense was going. It's over, bro. It's over. It's game over. Clock out. Spider-Man has never
erased from reality.
And then he just that peace out sign, it just disappears. That's the whole brother Jeff, right? He just like, deuces.
So
see y'all with Homecoming 2, all right?
Peace. All right. So lastly,
man. It was. Honestly, those are the only negatives, other than the CGI stuff. But yeah. That's pretty
all right. So, Eris, what was your gripes with this film?
I enjoyed it. Like, I really just enjoyed it as just like one long action-packed thrill ride. There was jokes. And yes, I agree. Some of them I felt like, okay, you guys are running a little long in the tooth with this joke. Like, can we move this along? Like, just a few. But other than that, no. I didn't have like a technical gripe with it. I just had something that I had to agree with one of the characters, and that was my girl Okoye, where I'm looking at Scarlet Witch and saying, yo, why weren't you here this whole time?
I know. Hold on. We don't call her Scarlet Witch. We call her Jean Grey, all right? She's Jean Grey from here on out.
She's not Jean Grey.
The saying.
No, seriously.
So I think, like, I agree with, like, that's... see, there's another graph I had with the movie, like, and I said it on Twitter. Me and you talked about it for a minute, Chris, about how I felt like they did my girl Proximity Midnight real dirty.
See, I was going to actually lead in with that, though, because, okay, see, here's the thing. The Black Order, for me, it was hit and miss. Hit in the fact of they represented for what they were. Miss in the fact that I finally understand to a point why people had gripes. I think some people, like, I know you, Prime, you didn't necessarily, like, hate it, but I know a lot of people like, fuck, this isn't like the comics. I'm like, hey, guys, you remember in Infinity? Yeah, they were getting hands in Infinity too, but probably not on the level of Infinity War.
Yeah, like Infinity, they were competent. They got missions accomplished. In this movie, they were just literally
competent one, really.
Yeah, and he was Magneto Light.
Yeah, Magneto Light.
Hey, they were fine.
My man,
as henchmen.
Maul got this so dirty.
Oh my god!
They had to cheat for that motherfucker.
First off, we call Ebony Maw the Great Deacon because that dude could probably be a deacon of a church.
You saw that? Was that you?
Man, listen,
that was hilarious.
That dude could be the deacon of a church, and he'll have me there every Sunday. Like, swear to God.
I'm gonna tell you this.
I was in the past squid work. I agree.
Real shit. I was like, yo. You want to be that? You want to be real? If I can get Ebony Maw to wax poetic like he's fucking Paul Heyman, I'll never lose.
Yo, real talk though, he was kind of
my man too.
Yo, he really was kind of like the Paul Heyman to what's his face, homeboy that was near him in New York.
Like rejoice, like this is motherfucker said, rejoice, for you will catch the boots.
You're about to be slaughtered by children.
Yo, what had me rolling though?
Who says that?
What had me rolling though is like when Thanos was getting them hands from the Hulk, and Ebony was like, "Nah, let him have his fun. Just let him have fun."
Yep.
Let him go.
That was the start, but that motherfucker got to Earth. That motherfucker got to Earth. Like people. Rejoice, for you were about to give your lives for a greater purpose for Lord Thanos. You are the chosen one.
Yeah,
another
vocabulary and got killed by an open window. Cool, whatever.
In other words, you are all about to catch. No, not even catch. You are all about to be blessed with these hands.
Yeah.
So, and also my
the chosen ones.
Like the Black Order, the Call of Obsidian, like they're so formidable in the comic books, and like I was so disappointed by how they did my girl Proximity Midnight. But again, I'm like, this is a giant movie. They needed some named generals for the Avengers to fight. Like I'm okay with them being random henchmen.
At least it was Scarlet Witch. They did it. I would have been pissed if it was Black Widow. I'll be honest.
I agree, but like it did take a team effort to kill her. They had to wait for Scarlet Witch to build up her super meter, so that's cool. That's fine.
Yo, it was Marvel vs. Capcom. That's how they had to be. It was like Marvel vs. Capcom. Fuck it.
Had to wait for the tag in to do a special. That's all. That was a level 3. All right.
That took Scarlet Witch way too long to charge that up just to take her.
Hey, this is Marvel 3. This is Marvel 3, not Marvel 2.
I don't think it's
which goes right back to what I said. Why wasn't she there the whole time?
Because they were hoping that Shuri would be able to separate Vision from the stone, and then she had to be there to destroy the stone immediately. But she saw that they were losing the battle. And my thing is, it's not a matter of charging her batteries. I think that I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I'm seeing is that maybe she's still kind of holding herself back since Civil War, because she's still responsible for killing those people in Nigeria. Remember? It's because of her.
That's going to get glossed over because, diplomatic immunity and all that
stuff.
No,
but
diplomatic immunity.
I think that's what it's been. She's been kind of mentally holding herself back from using, like if she was an X-Men, she's an Omega level mutant. That's what she is.
Yeah.
And I think they got close to really portraying that well. But I think it's mentally holding herself back. She's got all this guilt from Age of Ultron and mentally manipulating all the Avengers. She still has that guilt. She said it in Civil War. And then she ended up killing all those people in Civil War. So I think this is the first time she's probably let her powers let loose like that since those since those times. That's the way I see it.
That was a lot of deep ass reading right there.
You think they're gonna?
Sorry.
You think they're gonna gloss over her storyline like they did her accent in the movie?
Oh, no, I think you know what?
Wow.
I will give them props because they were smart enough to do. Because you remember how we always give Halle Berry a lot of shit on how her African accent was just garbage, and they just say, you know what, Halle, X-Men 3, just don't do that anymore. Let's just not do that. I think in this one they were like, all right, we'll just do this. If you really do the little lore in your head, you'd be like, well, maybe Black Widow had her learn how to speak actual American to blend in. And there you go.
You know what? How they just gave up and just made her ass blonde. That was the best part to me. They're like, damn, so she's just blonde now. They didn't even try.
Did that bother you like it bothered the hell out of me? Because when I saw it, I no longer see Black Widow. Now I just see Scarlett Johansson. That bothers me. That seems to me like that decision was made not for the service of the character.
But you know why, Prom?
For the service of
you know what, Prom? We're not going to get the other Black Widow, the actual Russian one. You know that, right?
I know, but we didn't wipe her blonde anyway. Why does it matter?
Chris, we haven't been getting the Russian one since the first one started. Don't act like that.
I already know that, but I'm talking about the other one, Yelena. That one,
dude. We're not getting that at all, man. Actually, what's funny? When I did see the blonde hair, though, the first person I thought was like, man, Prime gonna be mad at this shit. I lie to you not, Prime. You the first person I thought of.
And you're right, because I was big fucking mad. I was like, they didn't even give an excuse like they were in the hiding, but it didn't really look like they were hiding. It looked like y'all are pretty much out in the open. So why are you blonde now? Why?
Well, she's trying to blend in and such.
That ain't blending in, dog. She might as well just kept the other one.
Hiding in plain sight.
I saw the movie for the first time. He's originally from India, but he's been out here for 12 years, right? So when the movie gets out, I was like, where the fuck did Scarlet Witch's accent go? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, she had a thick ass accent. And he said the same.
Oh.
She did it in America. First of all, she's in Scotland.
Yeah.
And I was like, to him, I'm like, wait, how long have you been in America? And he's like, about 12 years. And I go, uh-huh. And how thick is your accent still? And he's like, oh, fuck, man, you're right. It's like they just. I'm like, yeah, okay, but they're living in Scotland, so that doesn't count.
My parents have been here for 50 years and they still have accents.
Exactly. I knew dudes look, man. There's dudes that grew up around their parents that got thick accents. Come on now, man. I think what happened was one executive just said, "Hey, Scarlett, come here. Stop that shit. Stop what? Stop it. Just stop it."
We're not doing that anymore.
We're storming.
We're not doing that anymore.
We're storming this one.
We left that behind.
I'm talking about Wanda.
Yeah, Wanda. Yeah, Wanda.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, you had I just like the fact that Captain America just was rocking that beard. He was like, yeah.
Listen, the theater went nuts when Proxima looked over, and I'm like, oh, she sees Cap, and there's Cap, and. Yeah, he got his Solid Snake on with this intro. I'm saying I will still stick to that right there.
Can we just say this right now? Can we just say this right now that pretty much you don't need any Solid Snake movies. You just have the Captain America movies, pretty much, right?
Yeah, that's all you really need. That's all you really need.
I disagree, sir.
Nah, I disagree so much with that.
Nah, I don't want Konami near a film studio. Okay.
And then next thing you know, they're gonna be like,
no,
Konami Marvel movie crossover, and it just destroys the MCU right there.
No, wait a minute, D. No, see, first of all, you already you said that you don't want Konami near it. Well, Konami doesn't even have to be near it. We have 2 movies. It's called Escape from New York and L.A.
First off, that can satisfy you, but that didn't satisfy me because I don't care if his name is Snake Plissken. That nigga wasn't in a cardboard box, so don't start.
And there was a distinct lack of giant robots in those movies as well.
There was a distinct lack of
it's the concept look, it's the concept of tactical espionage action.
Yeah, you know my concept. My concept is Captain America putting hands on people, and that's what I got. So there you go, boom.
Okay. Now getting back to Civil War.
I'm sorry. Putting his hands on
Civil War.
You talking about Civil War? I'm sorry. You mean Captain America just throwing? Captain America throwing rights and lefts and nothing more? Really?
Well, he didn't have his flying frisbee, and at least he wasn't working. He probably did leg day already since he did Civil War.
First off, if we're talking power levels, I gotta admit, man, him and fucking Black Panther doing wind sprints past everybody had me fucking dying.
Hey fam,
you're on your left. I would like to see Cap say like, I am on your left.
I am on your left. No, I'm telling you this right. I'm telling you this shit right now. Everybody's sitting there saying Black Panther fucking dusted Cap. I said Cap fucking caught up with him within 30. That nigga was 30 miles ahead of him. What do you mean dusted him? He was like, oh, he beat him. I said, yeah. Guess who's still breathing though? You want to bring that shit up?
God damn, dude.
You want to talk about dust? Guess who ain't dust right now? Yeah,
guess who ain't
that shit up.
I mean, I'm just saying, man.
Yo, I like how he told Okoye, "This is not the place to die," and then disappear. I'm like, damn.
Notice that he first of all, notice that he became dust with a smile on his face, though.
He's like, I might be turning dust, but I got my movie.
He gets to join his dad on the planes and cuss out the elders even more than what he already did.
I bet that whole thing's awkward too.
Nah, I know what it is. T'Challa, you let all these white people into our country. Look what happened. Now Papa Alien come down, snap his fingers, and now you'll stop.
Yo, I need a deleted scene with both of them just talking about that whole time. Like, so you let colonizers in there, huh?
Now you know what else? You know what else they said too? Get some damn bass in your voice. What is wrong with you? I need Mufasa. Look, I need Mufasa just to be there, just for good stand, just to be there, you know.
See you now.
AD Mufasa would just be in the background shaking his head at the whole situation.
And you know, T'Challa, what are you doing here? Like, what are you doing here? You ain't shit. That's why I'm here.
Exactly. Nah, man. It's just
Meanwhile, you got Killmonger over there. Like, see what happens when you let me die.
I told you shouldn't let this nigga in charge. What you doing over here?
Hey, I'm forever. Exactly.
This
your king?
I know, right?
Again, this your king.
This your king is a pile of chalk.
Yo, real talk,
T'Challa,
man.
You left the back door open, and now all these aliens fall in. Look what you did.
Hey, I gotta say though, I got a good laugh.
Then the child trying to run away. It's like, why are you running?
I know.
Why are you running?
Rocket Raccoon.
My God.
This is the valley of the dead. You have nowhere to go.
I could not cry. Why are you running? Why are you running?
Yo, real talk. Rocket Raccoon and Bucky. I did not see that pairing happen.
That
was
great.
Fun 4.5 seconds.
Because I heard marketing.
That was fun for 4.5 seconds.
Dude, how long was it? Y'all act like they got to shoot off like a little buddy. Hey, what's going on there, short man? Nothing more, blondie, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't none of that, man.
What we all needed was, how much for the gun? Not for sale. What about the arm?
How much for the arm?
Just looked at him like, let me get that arm. Hope you know that. Let me get that arm.
That's
you know the reason why. Hey guys, you know why CJ likes that? Because he predicted that line 8 years ago, like everybody else did.
I wanted Punisher and Rocket Raccoon. Thank you very much.
You knew that wasn't going to happen.
I know. Because the original Sin came out.
Luffy, man.
Yeah, original Sin came out.
Doing again.
Yeah, both like original Sin had came out, right? And Punisher and Rocket actually had like some dialogue and stuff about who had the bigger gun. It was actually pretty hilarious, actually.
What year was that?
Shit.
It was the year that Rocket Raccoon still had a British accent.
No. I'm talking about the actual comic, Original Sin.
Shoot.
That's before Marvel even had. That's before Marvel even had the property back.
No, it was
2013, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not kidding you. When you look at like Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah, 2014. So 4 years. I was like, man, we're gonna get this soon, and then it's like, 2018.
And that's what I'm saying, man. You and that Luffy ass reach of yours, man. I don't know how you go.
Hey, at least my reach makes feasible sense compared to others. At least, come on.
Really, Christopher?
But
Christopher, we're not doing A.
If you want to talk about banter, it gave me life to finally hear the banter between Doc Strange and Tony.
Man,
I agree.
Man,
I only have one complaint about
that. Was the only one. That was the only banter I liked in the movie.
I'll take that. I have two small complaints about those two talking to each other. One, we didn't get the awesome beer bros high five.
Yeah.
They're saving that for Avengers 4.
And two, nobody said no shit, Sherlock. Really? Nobody.
Sherlock.
Avenger 4.
You thought that was going? Come on, that was a little bit too easy.
To be fair, Prime. To be fair, if Josh Whedon was writing this, you probably would have got that.
And you know what? And speaking of Rocket Raccoon and Bucky's arm, that's gonna be the ending shot. And it's like, Bucky, what happened to your arm? Like, it's like, what the?
Yeah.
Rocky got Why are you guys talking about Bucky and Rocket, man? What about fucking Rocket on Thor's shoulders?
That was okay. He kept on calling him a rabbit. That was cool.
That was great.
Why though, right? Because
if you want to talk about if you want to kind of talk about that, how they paired everybody up was really interesting. Like when Thor ended up on the Milano, and that was just their reactions to him, like the Pirate Angel. That was freaking comedy right there.
It's gonna be interesting. I was talking to some people who say, "What? Thor is actually technically from Irish and stuff. Thor mixed. I'm like, what would happen if Thor had like a kilt or something like that? I'm like,
maybe, but but the thing of it is, it's still
that would have probably pushed that to rated R right there. You'd be like, there it is.
Nah. But I mean, here's the thing: people forget the fact that Thor seeing Rocket as the captain. That's like the first time somebody actually saw Rocket and respected him off the break.
Yeah.
Wait. Did somebody just say that Thor was Irish?
No.
Yeah. He was
Scottish.
There's some Irish, Scottish.
Scottish. You messed that up.
How?
Well, there's some interest. He says there's some lore or something like that it's mixed with some Scottish stuff. So.
He's Norse. He's from Scandinavia.
Yeah, Scandinavia.
There's some mixed Scottish in there too. So
might as well.
That's Celtic. That's Celtic. That's a whole different thing, man.
It's not even the same. It's not the same at all.
Well, that's what I heard. By the way,
Tyrion and Og, like that.
I'm actually a huge Norse mythology nerd. That's how I started when I was really young. It's not.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, but
that
actually the whole scene that Rocket and Thor had was really beautiful. Like when Rocket's asking, "Are you sure you're ready to do this?" and Thor's like, "I've got nothing left to lose." Chris Hemsworth was amazing in that scene.
He is Thor. Yeah. I mean, that was I didn't like his stuff in Ragnarok. I didn't like him at that point, but I'm like, this dude is Thor, and he seems he wants to continue with the character. So hopefully they can somehow find a way to get all the Asgardians back. And
this movie gave us Odinson.
He gave us Odinson. Well, for the longest I was confused. I missed the line. I'm glad I resaw it because for some reason I don't know why I thought all the Asgardians were dead, but he said slaughtered half my people. So
yeah, that means Valkyrie and Meek and the other dude is still alive.
Or he could just be saying this is just the half that was still left alive after the other half already died. So
so he really is Marvel Superman. Then.
I have a question. I was thinking that prior Thanos is, and this is the thing where I'm kind of weak on the Infinity Gauntlet. Is it like grants your wish? Because that's not the only thing you can do,
it's
right?
The Dragon Balls of the
it's
a giant
grants
game
you mastery
shark.
over reality itself.
No, it's a
game shark. It's a game shark. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It makes what it creates the reality you want, right?
No,
a game shark.
Only if you use it basically makes you you become like you said, you become like Neo from the Matrix, except you're in real life. Like you control every aspect of everything.
So you can control your reality. Well, so it kind of works with it. It's working with what your knowledge. You're telling it what you want it to do.
Not your reality. I'm trying to think. Jim Shooter and Sterling, they pretty much described in the comic book where you essentially, in all intents and purposes, you do become a walking, living god. Like you alter the realm or the rules of physics at your realm.
So why do you keep telling me no? If what you're telling me is you get to create the reality you want, and Thanos' reality it's
not creating a separate reality. You're affecting the one true. I'm sorry, maybe I'm confusing myself. Maybe I'm thinking you're saying you're creating a pocket reality, but no, there isn't.
Yeah, no, he's creating the reality he wants, which is half of life. Correct?
Not creating reality. He's in a sense he is killing them. Like he's snapping them out of existence.
Maybe I'm phrasing it wrong. The reality Thanos wants is half of all life gone because that's what he thinks. That's the perfect calculation.
The balance.
Correct?
Yeah.
So with the Infinity Gauntlet, he's making that wish reality.
Yeah.
That's what he's imposing his will on our reality. Yes?
No, it's not his will. He's affecting reality where he's essentially killing them. Like it's not.
I know, because that's what he wants it to be. That's his will.
That is his will. She's right with that.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that's you only use will of Green Lantern, but it's a regular word in the English language. He's imposing his will. He's imposing his will, his wish, his will, his desire, whatever, which is half of all life, all great balance.
With that gauntlet, he pretty much becomes intergalactic space Rick Sanchez.
He becomes the purple.
Okay, I know what you're saying.
Purple
Anyways, so if he's already, and that's my main thing, he's already been doing that. Does it affect the planets he's already affected? Because the gauntlet.
Yes.
It affects it.
It affects the grand total. He wants a half of all remaining living life, including the planets he's been to, and that brings us to
Doesn't that negate his will then? Because that's more than half. That's not perfect balance.
But they repopulate it. He says it.
Yeah, he did say that.
I think I know what she's getting at, but it's
I know what she's. Yeah.
Look, it's like this. You're adding a question.
Semantics.
But here's another thing. We're asking that question.
I think that was Joe. That just said it's semantics. That's more semantics than anything else.
If we're asking that question, Josh be asking, well, Thanos, why don't you just use the Infinity Gauntlet to make more resources?
Because he's a psychopath, Prime.
Because
I already answered this earlier.
Crazy and murder makes his dick rock hard. So
it
wouldn't be a movie.
So before he gets the Infinity Gauntlet, let's say he had wiped out 20% with just genocide massacre, okay, and then he gets the Infinity Gauntlet and he wipes out 40%. That's more than half. That's 60%. But he says in the movie that the people, the places that he had wiped out, had repopulated, not as much, but populated to the point where not everybody. So it's semantics. Is it technically half? It's probably a little bit more than half, but you kind of have to suspend disbelief.
Yeah.
He's basically saying, I wiped out enough people so when they repopulate, it's not going to be crazy crowded and overpopulated like it was. I did them a favor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I killed enough motherfuckers for you to know you shouldn't be thinking about swinging your fist at me. That's what I mean.
He's kind of he's kind of in a way. I mean, it's when you're saying if he's affecting reality and will, because he's been. If you are a psychopath and you say, I want, fucking a bunch of white people to die, and you go to a mall and you shoot people, you just affected reality. You imposed your will.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I get what you're saying, and it's just a game of semantics where, let's just say theoretically he's wiped out 50% of people. He's close enough.
Okay. I just don't know. I just didn't know if he had OCD enough where it would.
Oh God, no!
Hell no!
Oh God,
just say, let's just snap the fingers. We're done.
But I mean, if we're going back to what Prime was saying about Tony and Steve, well, actually that was Shaggy that did it. Tony and Strange, their dynamic was just awesome, just period and stuff. I actually did like it and stuff, and just the fact that you see Strange just pop up while him and Pepper are talking hey, Stark. Oh yeah, sorry. Congratulations, by the way.
And they're like, what the fuck?
I think it wouldn't be shocked anymore.
No, because technically, that's the first time they're dealing with magic.
Thor's magic.
Thor's not magic.
Not according to MCU.
Magic.
No, he's not. Thor is not magic.
He's just an alien with super science.
He's not magic, and even Thor says it's not magic. It's not magic.
It was quantum. It's quantum science, as I said before.
It's not magic.
Stop making up all titles for him.
I'm not making it up. That's what Doctor Doom does in the comics. Doctor Doom is sorcery and quantum science and shit.
Negro, this is not a comic. This is the MCU. That means a whole bunch of other shit that don't exist in the comic is here.
Look, Neil deGrasse Tyson already confirmed.
He said it in the first Thor when he's talking to Jane and he's explaining to her because he's
like
breaking
magic
it down.
And science together.
Yeah, you're right.
But,
you're right.
But with Doctor Strange, it's straight magic. This is the first time they've seen anything like that. They're used to the alien ships and stuff like that.
Kind of shocked they didn't have those yellow gloves on like he had in Thor Ragnarok.
Yo, I peed. Yo, what? You too?
I think he's more confident. I think it's just because
either that or those gloves that he originally had on for fanfare were probably way too big.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
And they were like, you know what? That's going to be even more ridiculous. We're just going to take the L.
I'm sure
have them like that and have them.
That was like that was a costume designer or a producer saying, "Yeah, take that shit off."
I mean, look, I'm showing my nerdum here. When he busted out the fucking Crimson Bands, the Sidorak, I was like, "Well, I'm good. I'm good."
Oh yeah.
No, did you see what was that knife? Or sword?
Oh, it was the fucking Eris knows this shit. The
unnecessary.
Wait. You talking
the sword?
Wait.
The Doctor Strange swords.
With Thanos, when he was fighting with Thanos, he conjured up a sword or a knife or something.
Eris
wasn't
went about this in the car too.
What was it? Blades of Voltine?
Yeah.
Oh, I think so. It was just seeing how much he's leveled up, especially the astral projection thing that he did. That was amazing.
Yo,
I need
Doctor Strange is one of the powerful people in the MCU.
I need whoever's directing Doctor Strange 2, whoever directs Doctor Strange 2 needs to take this and put it in that movie when he fights Mordo. That's all I'm asking. Consistency, at least.
By the way, where was Mordo? Was he just sitting there smoking a bud?
Mordo was like Russell Crowe. He's traveling around the world gathering magic to beat strangers.
Fighting around the world.
Basically.
And then he's going to be real awkward when everything just turns dust. Like, yes, I'm finally going to take that. Oh, what the hell?
I know, right?
I was mine, man. Why are you taking my XP? Damn it.
Fighting people, stealing magic, fighting around the world.
That's all he's doing. Oh man, but yeah, their dynamic, Spider-Man being Spider-Man. I kind of wish we got a little bit more interaction with Falcon and Rhodey on Wakanda a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
But how he punked him was good. It made him bow.
I just like that Falcon was there, and I was like, hey, how many lines are going to give you in this movie? And I was actually sitting there counting.
They gave him less than Rocket Raccoon.
I gotta be real about this. I was laughing at
Raccoon. I was surprised that Rhodey had more than what he should in this movie.
Look, listen, I will happily admit for a short time I thought Rhodey might have got I thought he was going to get the Wakanda upgrade. Guess he didn't. They didn't have enough time for that. So I was like,
again, you and these leaps of they got to do it. You knew
I was like, they got to make Rhodey walk again. I was trying to get a Lieutenant Dan moment. Lieutenant Dan, you can walk again.
The priorities right now, and he's functional. He's functional.
Dude, with old tech.
Your capacity of thinking. That's what I'm saying. Your capacity of thinking people get shit like that is a little bit way higher than mine. So I'm just saying, I don't think they would have done that, man.
Yeah, I wish.
Hey fam, you really think that they about to go? You really after watching Black Panther, you really think they're gonna help Black outsiders? G, well, Killmonger taught us already, dog. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
you could already see that. You could already see that.
I'm just making jokes. Like, come on, bro. You ain't helping me.
No, Shay, you make a point. You make a point, man. And like, so y'all can help me out. Last time we helped out a black man, he tried to kill me.
He tried to kill us.
Now, you look at right now. The colonizers are in my.
You're fucking there, Falcon.
Realistically, though, they probably didn't have time because they had to start working on Vision.
Yeah.
And there goes my ear.
Oh my God, man! That's the Wakanda.
Oh, somebody mute.
All right,
please, Jesus. No, they probably didn't have. Like, realistically, they probably didn't have time because they needed to get to work on Vision. Because the only person that's gonna ever help him is Shuri. Shuri actually had to start working on Vision ASAP.
Hey, real talk though. He was, you know what, man? I was sitting there like, wow. I guess the military really beefed him up with more weapons because holy shit, this dude had fucking
mind. That is the best War Machine armor in any.
Tony. See, Tony was holding out on him.
Mm-hmm. We didn't want to believe it. You know what? Hey, Duke, we didn't want to believe it though.
Especially when he did the carpet bombing thing. That was funny.
So when you get that, a little bit after Iron Man 3.
I know, right?
I just didn't get a chance to use it.
Yeah, just because you're Tony's white black friend doesn't mean you're gonna get.
It's like funny enough, Just the Hammer's company is still alive, and they just gave me all these bombs. It's crazy time here. This is crazy.
They found a bunch of stuff in Harlem.
I know, right?
Oh, damn. all this stuff in Harlem. I don't know why he was there.
It's like guns. It's like guns for two. But yeah, that whole Wakanda sequence was crazy and stuff. I did laugh at Bruce bowing to Panther, bowing to Charlie's like, well, we don't do that.
Do we bow? No, I like that he had to ask Rhodey of all people. He just looked at he had to look at Rhodey because
we bow here.
He looked at Rhodey and said, "Hey, do we bow here?" Like, of course, he's a king. That's what you do.
Hey, man, you got to, man. You got to. He's like, oh, we don't do that here. He's like, oh shit.
No,
Brody was the one that said something. He's the one that made T'Challa notice. What are you doing?
It's like, what are you doing?
Notice that Rhodey just rolled up to T'Challa like, "Hey, bro, what's up?"
You're right. How you doing? No, and okay, so I don't know where we're at on what we're going to talk about, but can we talk?
We random right now at this point.
Okay, bet. So can we talk about how much of a badass Thanos has to be to turn the angriest, greenest nigga in the universe into a pudding pop bitch?
Man,
Thanos gave Hulk those hands, and since then,
Thanos just roll. First of all, Thanos rolls up to Hulk, gives him a 10-string Tekken style.
Yeah.
And called it a day.
Man, who knew? All you needed was 2 straight shots at his chin and a continuous punching motion to put him in his place. Who knew?
He hit that motherfucker with the Undertaker throat chop, the Goldust throat chop, and it was a wrap from that. The motherfucker went and grabbed his throat. It was like, this motherfucker's, yo, you can't hit me like that. And then this motherfucker just came out and dullied his ass, and then he came up with the motherfucker tiger knee.
Listen,
hey,
man,
it was a rap. He body slammed that motherfucker like Hogan did Andre, and I'm just sitting here going like, oh, it's over.
Whoever did the motion capture fight scene, the 2 stunt people, because that's motion capture. It was too good for just be straight CGI. They were great. Whoever was the stunt people in the motion capture for that was so good. That was a damn good fight.
That made me that wasn't a fight. That was punch. All right, man, you win, man. Punch, guard. Punch.
Hey, man, exactly. So you got it, dog. You got it.
Man,
y'all
seen somebody?
Like, you for real?
Somebody get fight before like that?
Like, hold on.
Like, all right, man, get off him, man. All right, man, get off him, Joe. Hey, man, get off him, man, yo.
Hulk over here taking them hits. Like, oh, you for real fighting?
Yo, real talk though. But then to turn around and Heimdall teleports him out there, and Thanos looking at him like, "Now why'd you have to do that? I was gonna leave you alive, dog. Why'd you do that? Why?"
Hey man, like, oh, you punching? Oh no,
oh man,
it's like I ain't never ever
hit like this that before.
I'm like, man, this is beyond me.
I never got hit like that before in my life.
Okay. I was thinking the second, because the second you heard a punch, lean on me.
hey, nah, dog. Fuck that, man. Yo, when Thanos looked very annoyed that Cap was holding him back and he just fucking cold cocked his ass, I died. I was like, that's when Lean on Me came in.
Yep. My man's looked at him. And was like, bro, what are you doing? Oh no!
Thor. So I'm sorry, man. Thor caught that. Not Thor. Sorry, Hulk caught that judo chop to the neck, and you just heard all around me are familiar faces.
Man,
like I said, man.
I got one more. That first punch, all I saw was black and white and wasted. That's the.
But now about. But you guys know what that means. They're saving. I mean, in the next one, they're saving that Hulk re-entrance where he's gonna fucking just lay waste to Thanos.
Hey, it better happen, because if it don't happen, that's gonna feel so empty.
It really will.
better happen.
At that point, they just start to just beat up like Bruce Banner or the Hulk or whatever. Have a box and send it right back to Universal, kind of like like what Triple H did to like the Suicide.
It's like
back to Universal. Oh man, we don't need your ass no more.
Oh,
they need. I mean, we got 365 days that are going to be filled with Hulk getting his ass whooped. Means if we do, he's got to get some motherfucking revelation because if he don't, and probably what's going to happen is it's probably going to be like who going to catch an L? Black Widow going to end up catching an L, and Hulk going to come out save the fucking day. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's going to have to be his boo. It's going to have to be his boo thing. To fucking catch an L, and it's gonna and it's just gonna be how it is.
And you know what, Shag? That's the sad part about it. It has to be the love story that nobody gives a shit about for that to happen.
Yep. So I'll be real. I see why they cut that whole scene because you remember in the trailers, it looked like Bruce was working on the Hulkbuster armor and him and Widow talking. I'm glad they cut that out because that would have been kind of like, where are we going with this, guys? Because I don't see how this is happening.
Another thing that I wanted to bring up is speaking of trailers. Fuck, will they take so many fucking things in the trailer and not put them in that was fucking genius?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the same time, you thinking, okay, Hulk's gonna be on the thing. Nah, he got bitch made during the time movie. You ain't seen none of that shit.
And well, there's a reason, like the reason behind that is because Disney has been pushing hard for one thing, and that goes beyond piracy. They're like, you know what? We're not even worried about piracy at this point. We're worried about people spoiling the movie. So what we do, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put stuff from the movie in the trailer, but we're gonna throw a bunch of fake outs in there that you're not gonna see coming.
To D's credit, he called it on. He called it on the spread shot in Wakanda. I gotta give D credit on that one.
Hey, Chris, and you see, and when Eric said though, I told you this. That's why I say so D, you don't want to get on the show with us? We're talking about the trailer. No, why? Because that shit's a lie.
I didn't even talk about the trailer. I only talked about Black Panther. I never talked about the Infinity War trailer.
No. I'm talking but this is in general. I'm not saying specifically for this.
Oh.
I just know in general. There's a reason why I don't do hype up shit. Because real talk, who gives a fuck about my theory?
Yeah.
In 6 months.
This is why I missed you.
6 months.
This is why I missed you, D.
Look. I'm only a really big contrarian to Chris because Chris goes all the way fanboy, and I got to lasso his ass back in. Other than that, I don't care. I like Marvel movies, so I really don't care.
Oh no, just like the jokes. Because I was like, yo, during the course of the movie, D would have had jokes galore, especially Hulk getting his ass whipped by Thanos. I'm pretty sure D would have fucking laughed his ass off on that one.
Actually, it's funny. It's funny. I did have a lot of. It's because I had a lot of fun with this movie. I didn't enjoy it like that, but that's a whole different other story. So let's go to another.
All right, so you got that. Peter Dinklage did not expect him to be a giant dwarf.
That was nice.
Hilarious.
That was funny.
I love that portrayal. It was a nice tweet.
I was like, "Yo, Peter, we want you to play a dwarf. But we want you to play a 10-foot dwarf." Oh.
Hey, you know what my wife said? My wife said, Peter, this is a Marvel movie. Stop fucking acting.
Yo, the part that had me rolling though was like when he was like, "Yeah, this thing, I'm gonna make sure I don't die." And he's like, "That's what dying is."
No. He said he told me, he said, "You do realize," he says, "Thor, you realize this is suicide. You're gonna die if you stand in front of that thing. And if I die,
only if it kills me." He said,
"Only if it kills me."
He's like, "Only if it kills me." Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what dying is.
That's what killing you means.
And
he's like, you gotta forget. You forget. Thor
was the most enjoyable thing about this.
Huh?
I'll say that's the one thing you remember about this. It's because Thor may be all powerful, but goddamn, he's dumb. Not super dumb, but he is jock dumb.
That's why I said he's a frat boy. He's a 99% great guy.
I don't know.
Dumb frat boy.
Yeah,
I told y'all. I told y'all he is hiding a crew shirt under his outfit.
I mean, look,
Thor always came off to me as where he's a guy that you see get straight A's, but then he says some dumb shit out of nowhere, and it's like, You don't believe that? Oh, you do. Nah, man, don't do that, man.
I mean, but
Like,
Yeah.
but like that whole sequence
he gets
was,
people at the worst times.
but just like that whole sequence with Thor was hilarious. But I will say, Groot and Captain America. That actually was like a little funny little like 2 seconds
Right.
of interaction.
This is my
That was
friend.
pretty funny.
This is my friend, the tree. Hey, Groot.
And I am Steve
yeah.
I
Rogers.
am Steve Rogers.
Rogers.
Dude, I
Actually, you know
thought,
what? Nah.
who
No,
that?
the best line in the movie was actually from Thor with that. He's like, I am Groot. Like, oh, all right, I see. Like, you speak Groot? Yeah, I do. I took it as a chorus. I'm like, oh,
It was an elective.
It's an elective for NASCAR.
Well, of course. I mean, what else you gonna do, man? I mean, you only could go down to Midgard to smash heads. You know.
No, but
No,
my thing is this though: the fact that
even
it was
though-
even an elective is what was like.
Hey, you know what? Real talk, also real shit. I should be furious of that damn line, but I couldn't help but laugh. Because, of course, you'd be like, okay, when? When did you ever learn that? At the same time, I'm like, you know what, never mind, just let it go.
Because it's like you forget that Groot is like he's a species. So it's like it's likely that maybe if Asgardians may have interacted with those kind of species before. It's like you kind of forget about that a little bit, So it's like,
Well, I'll say this. I enjoyed this group better than Baby Groot. I will say that much.
Baby Groot was a marketing.
Hey, Teenage Groot had me rolling when it was like, he was like, whoa, watch your mouth there, Groot. What's going on here?
You got some acorns on you, kid.
I am Groot.
You know exactly what he said.
I'm like, careful. Like
careful.
You can.
Now, something
careful. You can slice paper with that edge.
Now, there's one thing I will say they did with Groot that was kind of slightly clever. If you notice how he said I am Groot, if you hear a speech pattern, it sounds like a teenager going through puberty, where it's like, I am Groot. It goes
it did. He did.
So that was kind of clever. I give it that. It was kind of clever.
Yeah, and then Groot had to disappear.
Well, you know why?
And stuff.
Well, you know why Teenage Groot's better than Baby Groot? Because Teenage Groot actually does shit.
Hey, Baby Groot did some stuff.
Baby
No,
Groot
it
did
didn't.
some
It's called being
Hold on.
cute, and he
Whoa,
killed
whoa,
one
whoa,
Ravager.
whoa.
That's
Baby
about it.
Baby Groot. All Baby Groot did was sell toys.
That's true.
Exactly.
And
Joe,
that's
Joe,
why
Joe,
Disney
Joe,
thinks that
Joe.
that's the best Groot.
Joe, what's our motto?
Fuck Baby Groot.
Exactly. Fuck Baby Groot.
Hey, Baby Groot would
I
never.
like Teenage Groot.
Baby
though.
Groot would never make the handle for the Stormbreaker. So there you go.
I'm just saying, hey, look, exactly. All Baby
By the way,
Groot
that
did was
Stormbreaker though, that was actually pretty cool. I'm
Yeah.
that was all cool. That was all right.
Shouts out to my man Beta Ray Bill.
Hey, again. I told this to Joe. I told this to Chris, and I'm gonna tell this to you, Shag. Marvel got one more goddamn time with me. You give me Beta Ray Bill, or you don't give me nothing.
Here's the sick part about it, though.
I
Here's
don't like
the sick part
fire.
about it, though, dog.
And Chris, and you know me, I don't even like Space Marvel like that, but I fucks with Beta Ray Bill. You got one more time.
You're a
Give me
liar.
Here's the sick
Yeah,
part
one
about it, though,
more
right?
Marvel, come on.
Here's the sick part, though, right? The Hammer Stormbreaker looks like Ultimate Thor's hammer.
It looks
Yep. It looks exactly like it.
That's what I thought.
Because it probably is.
Yo, that's what I thought, and then I originally was like, "Yo, that's the Ultimate Avengers. That's the Ultimate Avengers Thor hammer and shit." Then they would say Stormbreaker. I was like, "Wait, that's Beta Ray Bill shit." I don't care. This shit's kind of awesome.
Hey,
But
look.
y'all got me confused.
Hey, man, at this point, for me, personally, I feel attacked. Every time I see anything Beta Ray Bill, I'm serious. Every time I see anything Beta Ray Bill related, I just feel like Kevin Feige's like, hey, D, go fuck yourself.
Hey, I gotta be real here,
Yo, D,
man.
I'm right there with you, man.
Hey, I gotta be real, guys, and maybe y'all might agree with me or not agree with me. Me and D were making jokes before Infinity War, man. I was like, yo, I hope we see Thanos run hands on the whole fucking Nova Corps. Didn't see it. It was a bit sad.
Didn't
We didn't
get
see it.
Oh man, I really
Didn't
wish,
get to
dog.
see it yet.
I would have loved to see John C. Riley. I would have loved to see John C. Riley beef it.
John
man.
C. Riley's trying to like take down Thanos and be like, "Ooh, oh wait, man." Just,
Hey, son,
crib.
I was ready to see Glenn Close get curve stomped. I'm sorry.
God
That could
damn.
He got some issues.
Does D have
Hey,
issues?
man.
Because I was just
I
like, yo,
thought
Yo,
But
no,
did these people hurt you? Do they owe you rent money? Damn.
Hey, bro.
You gotta realize that Thanos. You gotta realize that Thanos took a little girl onto the battlefield after just killing her parents. They don't give a crap.
That motherfucker.
Actually, he does. He does
for his daughter. Which, by the way, the memes that came from that scene was priceless. Cause I was like, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a bunch of conceited faces. Cause that's basically what Red Skull was like.
Bro,
those tears, they're for you,
bro.
Speaking of Red Skull,
that
exactly.
Was a great reveal. Oh my god.
Yo, that was the shocker.
That was not a shocker for me. Even if y'all didn't tell me, here's me. What the fuck are you doing here?
I'm just look. I was just happy that Marvel actually did something with that.
I mean,
it's either him or Ronan because those are the only two ones that have been directly.
Ronan's getting his second chance in Captain Marvel.
I know.
So, yeah.
No, but can I finish?
Oh, sorry.
He's the only one that. Those two are the only ones that have directly had contact with one of the Infinity Gems. Because Ronan got blown up, but now we know if you're hit by it, you may not be destroyed per se.
Well, he got transported though.
No, because
I
get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying.
I'm saying
because motherfuckers got hit. No, you know what? I ain't gonna take a thunder. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I'm saying is in the first Avenger. We all assume, he got killed, but now we know it's a portal. And now that I think about it, because don't ask me why I know physics, a tesseract, that's what it does. It's like a wormhole. That's how he ended up. That's why it made sense, because everybody was confused, and then I remembered that from a physics thing, and I was like, and then it was like, that makes sense. So now we know.
Okay,
I agree.
What if it's just that stone?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, because what was the? It's the power. Is that the one that was
Tesseract was a space
stone. The power. Tesseract was a space stone. The
power stone
is the purple one, which is what he got killed with the Guardians.
But do we automatically assume because he got hit with the space? Red Skull got hit by the space gem, but he ends up taking care of the soul gem. Okay, how does that correlate?
Well, I think the correlation, because he explained as much like, I was trying to get in touch with the other stones, and then basically found out that when I got to the soul stone, there was nothing I could sacrifice.
But it was just like,
and I'm stuck here.
Why? So the space gem deliberately teleported him there because that was his desire?
I feel like there should be like a Disney special of all the in-between questions that there is in this movie.
Well, like the one-shots like they always gave us before?
Yeah. So wait. What about special? So he's not worthy of that stone, so the stone basically makes him pay a price in that, here's the realm to get the next stone, but you don't love anything, so you're fucked, and now you're trapped.
Well, I don't know, that's fucked up. I don't know about that, man. He clearly loved Hitler, so I'm just saying.
No, he thought.
He ain't love.
No, man. He
didn't like Hitler.
No, Hitler hated him. I'm gonna go do my own thing.
I like that. No, hey guys, real quick. I like how everybody just now defended a Nazi. That's awesome.
I hate you, D.
No.
You bastard.
No, well, today is the anniversary of his death, so maybe we're all.
Yeah, pretty much.
God
damn it.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't Vision say, almost imply like the stones are sentient in a way?
Yeah,
he did. But again, we don't know like the rebound that any of these stones give off.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of annoyed with that because now we are fans. We're doing a lot of the legwork for them. We're coming up with all these ideas, and to a point that's fun. But like after a certain while, I'm like, I'm gonna need some concrete answers,
but
bro.
Let's be real about this though. From the very first Avengers movie, right? There's something that's happening with these stones. Think about it.
Yeah.
Loki had the Mind Stone and touched the arc reactor, and nothing happened. Which seems to me makes me believe that like these stones have some power that kind of negates each other to a point.
Or bad writing.
Okay, possibly too. Possibly. I mean, yeah.
But wait. What I'm saying is that the Space Stone is about time and space, right? It affects. Okay, so the Red Skull touches it. The Red Skull clearly isn't, quote unquote, worthy or have the necessary equipment to handle the Space Stone. So the Space Stone, to me, the way I interpret it was, it's basically, it provides, for someone not like Thanos, it provides the gateway to the Soul Stone. But when you get there, it's like, hey, so you were able to absorb my power to get here, but to get the next one, you have to sacrifice something you love. You don't love
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. So
I can't agree with that because you're saying it provides the gateway. If it did provide the gateway, why was there a map? Yeah, why was there a map? Why did Thanos need it from Gamora since he already had the Space Stone? He could have just conjured up the port.
I think I know why. I think I know why, though.
Because I know why.
Because the plot said so. The script right there said that. Right there. The script was right there. It just said it right there.
Exactly.
No, what I'm saying is, like, for the Red Skull, he doesn't have the Infinity Gauntlet. He's the guy. He's super strong, but he's just the guy. So the Space Stone reacts to people differently. To Thanos, it's basically wielding to the other power. They're part of a set. So if it's just the Red Skull, it's like, all right, cool. Basically, I'm going to fuck with you because you're trying to wield my power when you're not worthy. So I'm going to take you to where you want to go, which is the next stone, and I'm going to fucking leave you here because you have nothing to get the next stone, and I'm going to trap you here. Whereas Thanos, with Thanos, it recognizes the other stones. Yes, he needs Gamora to get there, but there was no, aside from killing her, it was like done deal. So Red Skull basically says he's trapped. He's like, my what did he say? Like my penance or whatever is to provide like passage to those who seek the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like you were not worthy. You tried to wield my power. I got you to where you wanted to go. You don't love shit, so now you're trapped. So now you get to escort people.
So he's a doorman now, from Nazi Superman to a doorman.
He's a gatekeeper.
He's
gatekeeper. So you mean so these stones are filled with plot convenience, is what you're trying to tell me, right?
Yes.
Yes,
exactly.
Or you're reading a little too far into a comic book movie.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna say.
I promise you, after we finish this podcast, there will be no more speculation because there's no point. There's literally no point because one, I'm not on a screenwriter credit, and two, and this is the thing, like everybody's doing their thick pieces. Everybody's going to say what the Russos are not going to do, like they care. Of what they demand, this is how it's going to be. Wrong.
This movie took a dump on any damn theories.
It really did.
Yeah. And you know why? Because I mentioned it earlier before, was 2 years ago for Civil War, I got to go to a Q&A at the Smithsonian Associates, and one of the things, this was May 4th, Alfred, I remember May 4th, 2016, they told us, like, it was Anthony and Joe, they said that once we finish all this press, we're taking like 2 weeks off, and then we're going back to Atlanta. And from mid-May till they start shooting, all they're doing is tightening the script and working on the storyboards to make sure that everything is tight, story-wise. So when they said that, I was not being paid 8 to 10 hours a day to worry about the Infinity War script. So there's no way, even with my Marvel Encyclopedia, even with my all my books, all this stuff, I don't know, because they can pull from anything, which they can.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I've learned. Me and Chris got into a conversation. Well, conversation and argument in so many ways about when it comes to how the genre changes between different mediums. Like, me and Chris, like Chris, because I haven't watched the show like that, but Chris has. Chris hates how Gotham is, the show Gotham is, and the way they do it. But that's their right to show it that way. Then you see how it is in the movies. That's their right to show it that way. Then you see how it is in the comic book, which we all take as that's the Bible right there. You don't go against the Bible, but they can if they want to because it's in a different media. You got to show it differently, or you want to come at it at a different angle. All that you're fine to do that, and that's what makes it so frustrating for me to hear so many people theorize. And like the one thing I always hated was like the top 10 things we seen in the trailer that makes us think what's going to happen in the movie. I hate crap like that. It's just speculation.
Because it just
it's
pisses
like
them off after they watch the movie.
You're wasting your time.
To me when people do these theorizing, it's like you might as well say I'm superhero masturbating. That's really what you're doing. You're not really getting nowhere. You're just getting whatever rocks off whatever situation you want to.
But wait a minute. But first of all, everybody masturbates and everybody speculates. So
they always do.
both are part of life.
Oh yeah, of course.
Speculate in your own personal life, just like I do. Because this is just concentrated speculations. Because let's face it, we're all fucking nerds here. We all live and breathe for this shit. This is what we enjoy, etc., etc. So to sit here and say like, well, I'm not. It's bullshit. You see those photos that we saw from Avengers 4 with Cat, like the original Avengers.
That terrible costume.
Everybody starts speculating. To me, I'm like, oh, flashback. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
I could be wrong. I could be right. But we're all gonna sit here and speculate because that's what's fun about it. Like,
and I'm not knocking anybody for assuming though, Joe. Exactly. No, I'm not knocking nobody.
The fun part is either you're right and it's like, oh shit, I was right, or you're wrong and you're like, oh shit, I was wrong. But like, we're all gonna fucking sit here for the next year, and so because no one has brought up the fact about like when the soul stone is used. What about like what do they call it? The soul basically you go to like the
soul
the
world
spectrum.
Soul
world. So no one's talked about like the soul world and how like the souls of those who were trapped for like Black Panther, Spider-Man, etc.
Even Gamora.
Even
Gamora.
You know what? If that
true.
Isn't that what he saw?
Yeah, it was Gamora. Yeah, it was Gamora off the break. Like, was it worth
it? Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand from like the comic books and just like years of this bullshit is like when you are sacrificed or killed or whatever at the hands of the Soul Stone or the Infinity Gauntlet or whatever, like with Thanos, it creates. It's almost like Groundhog's Day, and that it creates like your own private, heaven, whatever you want to call it. You just don't know that you don't exist, like you're gone. So what Thanos saw was like Gamora because that's what he loves the most. That's what makes him, as fucked up as he is, the happiest. That's why she was there. So for like Black Panther, okay, so maybe seeing his father on the I forgot what they called it, but like the African plane, like maybe that's his heaven. For Spider-Man, maybe we'll get to see Uncle Ben. So, like, no one's even brought up the fact that these characters exist on a different plane, kind of in between things. That's where the speculation starts.
No, but you said at the hands of the Soul Stone. But technically, it's not minus Gamora, it's not at the hands of the Soul Stone. Everybody he wiped out was at the Infinity Gauntlet, not the Soul Stone.
But the Soul Stone is part of it. She didn't die at the hands of the Soul Stone. She was sacrificed so he could obtain the Soul Stone. Look at when he wakes up in that... Right? It's all gold.
But you're saying every single person he wiped out in existence is ending up in the Soul Stone takes priority.
Think about this. Where do you think they exist? We know Spider-Man's coming back. We know Black Panther's coming. Where do you think they exist? You think they're just going to reatomize?
They exist in the Disney Vault. They exist in the Disney Vault right now, man.
I do think they do exist.
They exist on a different plane. They exist on a different plane in the Soul Stone. That's how they come back. Because within the context of this movie, what makes more sense? Oh, you're just going to reatomize out of thin air? Or you're trapped in some kind of whatever.
Or you go back in time?
Yeah.
Still have a time gem. Still have a time gem.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is like, you know, reading the comics, it's been a while since I read it, but like each one of these things, yes, they unit when he wipes everything out, but each gem has an effect. You know what I mean? Like
so
the time stone like the time stone enabled him to go back and get the mind stone.
Okay.
You know, whereas like the power stone enabled him to basically throw a fucking planet or throw a moon at people, and then when he snaps his fingers, look at the Infinity Gauntlet, which is destroyed.
Yeah.
So it's almost like too much power has been. I don't know if you guys noticed, but his left arm looks like it was burnt.
It's burnt up.
Yeah. So it's like.
So, you know what? Ooh. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just saying, like, for speculation purposes, like, to me, the only quote-unquote thing that makes sense is that these characters exist, you know, in the Soul Stone or whatever.
And I mean, there's a possibility, too, that...
I took it as its word that they're dead. That they're not transported to an alternate universe. Hey, you wanted dark. You wanted dark.
Look,
true.
You're right. You look. No one in this whole podcast can tell you how happy I was to see that motherfucker get turned into goddamn.
I know. Told us many times. You laughed, smiled.
However. That was amazing. But I knew better that they're just going to be locked up in the Soul Stone. Like when it comes down to it, because that's the only sense they're made. They're not dead. They're just they're dead, but they're in that Soul Stone, and the only person that can. But there's only one person that can bring them back, or one probability to bring them back out of that Soul Stone. And that's
and his name is John Cena.
But think of it like this, though. So characters that got sucked into the Soul Stone, or kind of, you know, quote unquote, died. Notice that the core Avengers were left. What's the movie called? It's called The Avengers. So to me, that was kind of like a precursor to, like, you know, maybe we'll get to see Spider-Man and Black Panther and the Guardians together, you know, Soul Stone or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to see the Avengers, the core team. Because Tony said, like, we broke up, we're not on speaking terms, the Avengers do not exist anymore. By the end of the movie, the Avengers exist again because they didn't get taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing of it is, too, like, because here's the thing, though, too. Remember, that mold of that gauntlet is still active on that place, and I would not be surprised if, like, they go back there and remold that shit again and be like, "Where's Thanos? Let's find him." You know, because here's the thing too. Here's the thing too. Didn't what's his face say that Thanos basically killed his clan and took his hands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
so
I was
then Thanos is gonna get those hands then.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
so I'm just saying, like if you look at it, like the movie's called Avengers. Like, I mean, nothing makes me happier, I swear to God, than seeing Spider-Man with the Avengers finally, and like them mentioning Spider-Man.
Man, but
even though Tony kind of knighted him, you know, quickly, you know, we haven't accepted him as an Avenger. To me, Avengers 4 will conclude the story of the Avengers as we know them, and then the next phase will usher in the new Avengers with Spider-Man, Black Panther, whoever else, you know.
And Strange, so, like, Strange is part of that next group too. So.
Yeah. So the fourth movie to me is about the core team coming together after, I forgot how long they said it's been, and bringing back all the other teams. And yeah, so like, who do you think dies by the fourth movie? Like, to me, the save money.
Cap. Yeah, because he's gonna probably bring up the gauntlet, and he's gonna use all of his willpower, and bam, peace out, and you know, that's what it is.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. That wouldn't surprise me at all. So like, you know what I mean? And then Tony, I could see Tony being kept around as like a mentor role, you know, for the new Avengers.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
My whole thing is if they didn't kill, and if they teased they teased him dying in Infinity War, and I was like, oh shit, he's gonna die, and then I'm like, but I was like, holy shit,
not taking it well.
I mean, when Tony got,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, with Tony, fucking Swiss Army Man of action got stabbed and shit. I was like, well, I guess that's Tony's death right there, and I'm like, oh, well, he didn't die. Well,
yeah, I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh shit, they didn't kill him. Well, all right, this is going to be open-ended. I was like, so I'm kind of like looking forward because I was like, oh shit. I was like, my whole intention in that whole movie was like, Cap, and Tony, either one of them are going to die. When I saw Tony got stabbed, I was like, this is it for him. But then Doc Strange saved him, and I'm kind of like, huh. So I wonder who is gonna die then. And then and I'm like, if I had to think about it, I said, yo, Avengers 4 coming out, Avengers 4 coming out, Cap's dying, but I'm thinking it'll be like a sacrifice thing.
I know we're talking dour here. Can we talk about something here?
Yeah.
That nanomachine, sons. That bleeding edge armor was ridiculous.
That's him biting off his shirt. That's Blue what Beetle? That was.
Yeah, I know, right? He said Blue Beetle. Yeah, you know what? He was Blue Beetle. Yeah.
He was biting off his Shuri. That's what it was. He just stole that tech from Shuri.
Did he?
Hey, man.
Did he?
Because that's how the Black. Remember? Because he had a normal pull-on suit.
No, but here's the thing, though.
That he created, and then in Black Panther said that's old. This new stuff is nanites in the collar.
Yeah, but the fact that
I don't know. I mean, science and technology are shared, so I don't think he caught it. To me, it's just she's ahead of the game.
It didn't matter to me because he got knocked out of Super Saiyan the second Thanos put hands on him.
Man, listen, them nanomachines could not get on fast enough as Thanos was giving them the hands. I was like, Jesus.
This motherfucker's like, nope. See, that motherfucker was like he tried to back up. Thanos was like, nah, player, what you doing?
I like that he backed. I like that he tried to back away from his ass.
He was like, Pat. He's like, nope. Nope.
It's bad. You know it's bad when your own nanomachine suit is saying no more.
No, this nanomachine suit said guard. It's like guard.
It was like
that's
Hulk.
The best fucking Iron Man suit. That's the best Iron Man suit to be.
It is.
That nanomachine thing pulled a Hulk and just like, I'm done.
Hold on, time out. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna call it by what it should be called, and it's the bleeding edge armor. I was hyped as shit to see it. I was like, fuck yes, look at it. Now, granted, it wasn't coming from his like wrist or anything, but it was like close to fucking.
Yo, when he busted out them fucking the little damn metallic plates out the back of them stuff against Corvus, I was like, yo, okay, shit. I guess this is what this is, huh? Okay, cool.
And it's funny you mentioned that, CJ. I just gotta ask, how far off are we from seeing the proton cannon?
I don't know. That doesn't seem like something that he would do. That's too big. That's like Rhodey's kind of thing. You know, that's heavy machinery there.
I mean, to be fair, have we even gotten a decent unibeam yet?
Yeah, first movie.
No, the second movie. No, wait, the repulsor.
No, the first movie. No, the first movie, and then the third one when he blew the fucking hole inside Extremis dude.
No, it wasn't decent though. It was, to put it this way, it wasn't the one that we want.
Ah, okay.
I would say that.
I want that crap.
Third one, but it wasn't.
So it's kind of like how the X-Men films haven't given us a good fastball special ever. So we're just waiting for that perfect one, essentially.
Oh, it's coming.
What I want is for Iron Man to put his hand out, and I want that crap to materialize, and I want him to just unleash the full power of the proton cannon.
That's never going to happen.
Proton? You can't. Just put on Marvel vs. Capcom.
Exactly.
I know, but I would like to see that in the movie. I mean, come on. Everybody's gotten most of their wishes to come true from the MCU.
I haven't.
I said most.
I'm about to say I haven't because Black Widow's still walking around not without having broken legs after fighting the alien.
First off, sir, you're gonna have to get rid of your hate for Black Widow. I get what you're saying, but it's like, look, dude, y'all motherfuckers act like Widow. Y'all act like Widow rolled up onto the scene and was like, "Hey, Black Order, run these hands," and then like, come on,
hey, Chris, come on. I am not mad. If I want to be mad at something, I should still be mad at Hawkeye just being there. But I'm not mad at Hawkeye at all. No, what I'm mad at is that not only is Black Widow the weakest in here, she still gets screen time. How?
Because Scarlett Johansson.
That's Academy Award
at this point. She ain't the weakest no more. That's to the jolly green bitch over in the corner.
True. Yep. This is very true. This is very true.
This is a sad day.
Yeah, but you're saying that now until the next movie where that motherfucker makes his triumphant return and just lays the shit.
It's going to be
sit on it for 365 days.
Hey, you know what he's going to say? Get off! Hulk want you get off of her or some bull crap like that. And he just beast out.
But then that begs the question. It's going to be the fourth one, and it's like, so Hawkeye, aka Ronan, you going to die or nah?
No,
I don't know. A part of
No,
me think that
I-
Hawkeye's never coming back in these movies. A part of me thinks Hawkeye is never coming back.
I mean, it's not like Renner got anything going for himself. So Renner, come back.
Renner's just there just to take pictures. He's not there.
Wait, what? That motherfucker's killing it. Did you see Mystic River?
Oh, no. I was saying, it's like, well, I'm pretty sure Renner would be cool to come back as Hawkeye, no matter what the
You guys
role.
didn't see the picture of him dressed as Tony with that full sleeve tattoo?
Yeah, it looked pretty interesting. I'm kind of curious to see how that all pans out and stuff.
Okay, let me ask. Do you guys think that? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, yeah.
That so you see all these pictures with like Ronan with the full sleeve tattoo, Tony with kind of. Do you think we're either going to get a flashback or there's going to be some kind of alternate reality? Because I was reading online where somebody was like, if you start fucking with alternate realities, that you could, because Thanos, he has to be defeated. I really hope they don't kill him, but like whatever in the next one. So that's the end of his arc. What about Kang?
Well, that's like fantastic.
Joe, you know what I'm thinking? Joe, you know what I'm thinking of that? It really depends on what we're getting in Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's what I kept saying.
Right.
I was like, Ant-Man and the Wasp, that's Stinger, because one, they're going in the quantum realm. Two, that's going to I guarantee that movie's going to end with like Hank Pym disappearing and shit. And they're like, what the fuck's going on here? And then, boom, they're figuring this shit out, and Hawkeye probably busts in there and be like, hey guys, shit's on, let's go. So
Yo, just for trolling purposes, I need Hawkeye to save the day.
Oh yeah.
Well, to be fair,
you know what?
in the comics, there was a crossover between DC and the Marvel, and that one of the endings of them saving the world with both Hawkeye and Green Arrow shooting their arrows at the same time. It's just starting the Big Bang of the universe.
That is true. I'll say this though: if they have Hawkeye,
Hawkeye, man. Why are you mad?
Squirrel
Girl beat Thanos, okay? No. Squirrel Girl beat Thanos.
No, but you know what it is, though? I told people, I was like, do not let your hate for Jerry Renner have y'all thinking that Hawkeye's going to die. Stop that.
I saw that. I actually respect that, because there's so many people that don't like him, that don't like Scarlet. And I like I said before, I'm ambivalent about a lot of these people. Like, I know a lot of people, and I was one of them. I don't dislike Benedict Cumberbatch. I just thought there's other people, because Doctor Strange got better, but his accent still reminds me of House. He really needs to get Martin.
His accent slipped up a bit during a couple times during the movie.
He really needs to get with Martin Freeman's dialect coach, because Martin Freeman is amazing at an American accent. Benedict still needs some work on it.
Meanwhile, we got to put some respect on Wong, because Wong knew to be like, the Sanctum Sanctorum is unguarded, so I'm gonna go back in here. Where you going, Hulk? Where you going?
Yo, I was crying laughing at that part of the movie. Wong was like, so I'm going back to the crib. What y'all niggas doing?
Yeah, and by the way, wasn't Wong wanting to get a sandwich?
He wanted a sandwich. Didn't get that
sandwich. My man Doc Strange didn't get not. Doc Strange wanted to go get a sandwich to start his fucking day. This nigga did not get no sandwich. And then I'm gonna blame you, because now since you said he sounds like House, I can't unhear it.
Sorry.
It was playing in my head, because I don't watch House, but I've kept it was a couple episodes I watched, but now that I hear it, I can't unhear it, and now it's embedded into my brain, and I'm just like, and even when he's like smooth move Beyonce, and I'm just like, fuck, he sounds like House. All right.
Hey, I'm pretty sure Ben and Jerry's gonna pop up with that ice cream now.
I will buy that shit.
It's kind of chalky a little bit, a little chalky.
Like bitch, hunk.
Talk about mismarketing opportunities. There's so many mismarketing. I'm still mad. I know you guys are haters. A lot of you seem to be haters on Black Panther. I'm still mad.
I love Black Panther, by the way. I'm with you.
I just wish, why didn't Marvel drop a fake SoundCloud account for Andy Serkis for a claw?
Hey,
that would have made money. Great. That would have been the best thing out there.
If they had Andy Serkis just make fake raps, whatever, sing and just sing, that would have been awesome.
Hey, real talk. Because obviously somebody did the Lord's work here. I found somebody that actually has the Iron Man jacket online from Infinity War. Not even joking. I was like, I might have to get that, because that jacket was looking pretty hot.
It was cool. I like the.
Dude, I had to order the Spider-Man, man.
Oh, you did? Oh yeah, you bought the hot toy thing, didn't you?
Uh-huh. And I hate that.
Right.
In the comics.
I had to stay away from that shit.
Yeah,
Hot toys?
man. I mean, hot toys are the ones you can actually put a down payment on, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
No. Joe put me on, and I was just sitting there, and I'm like, bro,
I got you.
Literally go broke. Like, I will go broke.
I'm bad enough with Funkos. I do want. Well, I'm good with Hot Toys though. They scare me a little bit because with the 3D printing, it's a little too accurate, and so I won't buy anything that doesn't have a mask. If it's just the eyes staring at me, I'm not buying it.
Yo, I real shit cannot, like, that site is dangerous.
Yeah.
So, like, I will go on that. I was like, yo, I will drop a good grand on this motherfucker. Like, not even joking.
Oh, I told Joe last year. I told Joe last year, and Eris was there with me. I saw that fucking Voltron shit at San Diego, and as soon as the guy was like, "Oh yeah, you can make payment plans," I was like, "I gotta walk away. No, can't do this.
Nope,
not today.
Nope.
I was like, Chris, put the credit card away. Stop it.
If I didn't have to pay for my trip from New Orleans, that fucking Skeletor would have been in the house already. I'm gonna just let you know that
It's
right
like, Shaggy,
now.
I thought you were going to WrestleMania. Skeletor told me.
Hey, Skeletor is like, nonsense. Just said no. Just not.
Oh my god,
man. Joe put me on like hardcore, and I was just like, but I'm gonna tell you this right now, I got that fucking site saved.
Yeah, I mean,
that bitch is pinned. Just know.
Oh man, bitch, I will say this though. If we're gonna end this off here, I got a good laugh out of the fact that Vision did not see that stab in the chest coming. That shit had me in tears.
Boy, Vision turned into quite the pincushion in this movie.
It was Vision for me. It was more so that Scarlet Witch is like, you can't hurt him no more, bitch. You thought, snap.
No, I mean seriously, how many? Didn't he get stabbed 3 times in this film?
3 times.
Yeah, Corgus Glaive's spear basically killed his intangibility effect. So I was like, well, that broken move is done. You can't use that shit.
Oh man, that does kind of make me laugh that this all-powerful android just got stabbed, just got a $150 across the day.
If you're talking about reading into shit, I was like, those weapons were really effective, especially against especially against an Infinity Stone. I was wondering if all their weapons were made on Endeavor as well. Because I was wondering how
you would just assume.
Because
you know
the
what I
way
mean?
they were deflecting the Mind Stone, that shocked me. You know what I'm saying? So
not just that. He got stabbed into where he couldn't. He even said, "It's like, look, I got stabbed and I can't phase anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
I
got a feeling
I can't that phasing ability is ghost.
I mean,
I got stabbed and I can't.
I got what you did there.
I got stabbed and I can't pick up Thor's hammer anymore.
Number 16 ass mother.
Yeah.
That's all he was. He was number 16. I don't know what.
It's like, I can't move, Gokhan.
No.
You already know what it. No, wait. No, you already know what it. I already know what it was when he was trying to convince Scarlet Witch to kill him. He's looking at Scarlet Witch like, please let it go.
I understood that reference.
Watch Dragon Ball. That's all I gotta say.
I got that reference.
Oh my god, man! I mean, but that's in and of itself the whole thing. It's just like, all right, you got. Oh, hey Joe, you back? Oh shit, you was just in here.
Yeah.
Huh, that's weird. But anyways, that was kind of funny. It's like, well, he was even on Wakanda, he was just sitting there like, yeah, so I'm still a little stabby over here. So y'all gonna help me out here? I mean, we still doing this?
Yo,
I mean,
more like
all I'm saying is, if we gonna just say this, Star-Lord and Wanda could have put an end to this shit way early.
Oh,
If they did, and to be and I'm just saying, just to be fair, if people gonna get Star Lord shit, you need to get Wanda shit too. Vision told her off rip, you need to fucking kill me now.
Yeah.
Before he killed his stone, you had the power to do it. You need to do it.
But they all talk
to Star Lord's.
All right, what I missed.
Okay, no, you didn't miss much. We talk about the moment of truth of when they could have killed off, Thanos and Vision and stuff. So yeah.
No, but go ahead, Shay. You was talking about when they had Star-Lord.
Yeah, so this is before they got the Titan, because I figure if on Titan, Doctor Strange looks at the 14 million possibilities. This is while on Titan, waiting for Thanos.
Yes.
So beforehand, this is legit. Like, yo, they both had chances.
Yes.
Gamora's like, yo, as soon as I'm captured, you need to kill me.
Yes.
Same thing with Vision saying, yo, you need to destroy this thing in my head. They both reacted on love, and that's understandable. It was like, yo, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, they did it almost. They were
even with Thanos goading, even with Thanos goading Peter too. Like, go ahead, kill her, go.
Oh yeah, Thanos wasn't gonna let him do it regardless. But the fact that he did it, tried to do it, he was like, look, I like you. You would have did it. But he wasn't gonna let her kill her regardless. But when we got back, even when they were in there, and they were like, yo, you need to kill me. So yo, maybe we need to go to Wakanda and get this shit taken care of. Shit was going down. They both had their opportunities. They just ended it way too late off of love. Because by the time Thanos got down to Earth to Wakanda to get the stone, of course, if the stone was destroyed, he was just going to use time. He was going to use the time stone and rewind that shit anyway.
Exactly.
But they both had chances to end this before they got to Titan, and yet they would have not had, and then Vision would have been gone, but people would have still been alive, and Thanos wouldn't have had that fucking thing. So both of them can be blamed for this, but in Star-Lord's case, he could be blamed less, only because he had to deal with Thanos head on, and he couldn't fucking kill Gamora because Thanos wasn't gonna let him kill Gamora.
He was never going to be able to kill Gamora, and Gamora should have killed herself on the thing. Honestly,
well, I mean, she tried.
But you know what? I can't get mad. No, she didn't know. Gamora did. See, straight up, like, you don't love anything. Congratulations, you played yourself and just tossed her ass and dropped that. She didn't see that coming. But no, look, see, I can't even get mad at her. I cannot get mad at her for that, because that was like for her. And that's half the movie anyway when it comes to all the good guys in there. Instead of high checkmate. No, it ain't checkmate, motherfucker. It's still in play.
Exactly.
And so that was kind of the lesson of the whole movie. Every time they thought they had a plan, Thanos was like, okay, cool. That's nice and all.
Yeah.
Or better yet, I do it for DJ Sue, because I do it for DJ Sue. It's sort of like they be like, nah, man, we ain't about to do this. We ain't about to. No. It's calm down. It's Winky time now. Look, like that's what all every time.
That's what because you know what? The thing I was saying is, I know a lot of people are like, everybody's making, to me, the whole movie is about choices.
It is.
Vision and Wanda was a complete counterpoint to Thanos and Gamora. They both had to make choices to sacrifice people they loved.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They both had to make that choice, but Thanos had the will to do it. He had his choice, and he missed it the first time, so he knew the next time he had a choice to make.
I'm not gonna make this decision. He's like, I'm gonna do it.
He's gonna do it. He wasn't gonna question it.
That moment, Thanos got to Wakanda. I was like, whoop! It was a nice ride, folks.
Oh yeah,
it's about choice. And the other thing about this, and for me. And I know you guys were saying there's too much humor and stuff like that. This is something else I told the Russos. I think some of you guys know I'm a vet. I've been to Iraq 2 times. First time was with the trauma hospital, and believe me, I saw some shit in that trauma hospital. And I had said to it was my honor to serve, as I like to say. I told the Russos, because if you could hear some of the humor we said in that OR, not you, or just in general, the 2 years I was in Iraq, I told him, in my opinion, the humor fits because we use laughter in the darkness to keep ourselves sane. So that's why I don't mind the humor. But the other thing is, what you said is like, I'm sorry, which one of you guys said about having a plan and the plan not working? That's war, and that's Infinity War. You can plan and plan and plan and plan, and you learn on the battlefield the plan won't work. And you have to be willing to make sacrifices. And this is something I was saying about, that's the thing with Cap and his hubris. He kind of annoyed me. He's like, I don't know if maybe this sounds cool. I was making jokes about darkness, but sometimes you have to make that hard choice. And it's on the rare occasions I'm siding, not with Thanos, but with General Ross, which makes me so angry.
Oh, man. But man.
I know, isn't it terrible? I'm a horrible person, but I'm just like, except for the time, like, if they had destroyed Vision from the get-go, I know this sounds terrible, and then Doctor Strange had looked into the possibilities then, what would have happened? I don't know. But as long as the time was in play, Thanos could always do what he wanted to do. So,
why do you think? Why do you think Strange was trying to protect the Time Stone at all costs?
Yeah.
Do you think Thanos would have been able to break the spell?
Nah. I mean, yeah.
No.
I'll
yes, reality stone. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true.
So it was the Time Stone that needed to be destroyed.
Yeah.
That's the one that needed to be destroyed. Time Stone or the Soul.
I mean, Thanos did look at Strange like, you had probably one of the more powerful stones, and you could have probably won, but you didn't do it. And I'm like, well, you didn't. You forgot
That's what I was fucking saying.
But that's the thing. It's like, I guess, but the thing it is, I think Thanos forgot, like, well, Strange technically did use it and was like, well, it probably would be useless for me to use this because I saw one possibility of us winning, so I'm just going to go with this one. So,
Yeah.
But I like
if you look at it, like, Thanos just possesses the thing that he has above everybody is, like she was just saying, is like the will to do whatever is necessary, and he's got that strategic mind.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so when he's fighting the Hulk, you guys are saying that you hit him with the 2-piece. I'm like, fuck that 2-piece. He hit him with the whole combo and the biscuit. That motherfucker was throwing like crosses, jabs, hooks. She threw a shovel uppercut. We're like, what the fuck? Like a shovel uppercut? Like, but I mean, throughout the movie, like, that's why I'm saying, like, Josh Brolin was so good because
he was amazing.
Like when you guys said when Cap caught the Infinity Gauntlet, which to me I was like, well, what happened to the? So is Cap just like off the chart strong because he's got the Power Stone? He looked like annoyed. You know what I mean? Like how dare like what? And then he just fucking right cross and lays Cap out. Which can we just talk about the fact that Captain America can apparently take a punch from Thanos and be like, all right,
but he's taking a punch.
If Tony was taking them Jones left and right now, come on.
Yeah, Cap
that suit was coming apart, bro. He was getting some shots in.
Cap is taking a hit from the Mjolnir in Avengers. Remember when
the shield did?
The shield.
Yeah, the shield.
He still braced against it. It still had impact blast. He still survived.
Like, so, well, look at Peter. Peter took shots from Thanos. Peter probably got hit more than fucking most of those people did, and he has the armor on, but like
Peter's pretty strong.
Peter got brain damage. I don't care what y'all say. Peter took brain damage.
All I'm saying is Thanos hit fucking War Machine with the gravity squeeze. Fucking just punch people away. I'm like, that whole scene was just like, yeah, everybody catching hands from everybody, and they like Okoye thought she can use the spear, and that was not happening whatsoever at all. I mean,
he just wiped that away. Like,
man, I felt bad. I felt bad for that cat that just got snatched out in the middle of the damn air, man.
Oh my god!
T'Challa just got snatched out in the middle of the air. That was a Dragon Ball move right there, man.
Day 3 on the job. Ain't that a bitch,
bro?
And that's why his father's stressing him out right now in the land of the elders.
You let that pimple motherfucker just grab you.
Oh, stop!
Did you guys seen that fucking gif of like, you know how every time Thanos comes out of was it Space Stone? Like when he basically teleports. Yeah. Have you seen the video of him where when he walks out, it hits the Stone Cold Steve Austin music because he has that walk?
Yeah.
He has that kind of swagger when he walks. That shit had me fucking rolling.
Okay.
You got that like swagger.
Thanos looks like
on to what Joe just said. Two things real quick to what Joe just said. One, every time he came through a hole through that shit, I just glass broke in my head and I just said when I was in the theater. The second thing I'm going to point out, when Tony got hit, I thought of that video. It was like, you better scramble like a leg before you get folded like an omelet, nigga. And he got hit. Like he got hit. It was a video. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna laugh at it again because that was like they put the Grand Theft Auto whistle on the side of him when it happened. I gotta find that video and I'm gonna tweet it back out because that shit was hilarious.
I mean,
but every time, I'm gonna fucking tweet it out because it's too goddamn funny.
When I saw Thanos come out, man, for me, it was just all I was, what's up, Tony? Steve? What y'all got on my stones, homie?
What stones?
I just heard, what stone? Look, hey, of course, man, in the beginning of the movie, Hulk, man, Thor tripping. He said you.
Wow, when's the last time Friday?
Look, because when he just walked through that portal, to me it looked like when a whole lot of kids like, but I don't know what situation y'all were in, but when my dad walked into the room where all of us was acting like badasses, and my dad would just walk in the room, everybody get quiet, and my dad would look over, it's like, oh, don't stop.
I mean, the fake out on nowhere is what had me rolling because I was like, that was a little too easy, and then all of a sudden it's like, that was nice. I knew you were gonna try to do that, and you just see the freaking the other dude just clapping his hands. I was like, I knew this had to be fake because you don't just roll up in there and everything is quiet and stuff. I was like, see, it's the destruction that I just like to see him just rolling up nowhere and just fucking shit up and stuff. That's why I'm like, hey, I wanted to see Xandar. I just wanted to see that. I mean,
why do you want to see civilizations destroyed?
I'm pretty sure that the destruction of Xandar might be the opening to the Nova movie.
That would be nice. That would definitely be nice. I mean, it's, you know what though, my theory for Avengers 4, Coulson might pop up in that movie.
Unless it's a flashback.
That is the closest you're going to get to an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. crossover is Coulson. That is it.
Chris, stop
it. It's time to
stop, Chris.
If it didn't happen in Infinity War, then I'm pretty sure we know for certain now that the TV shows, the movies of the TV shows are their Canadian girlfriend. It's not happening.
I keep on telling you that, Chris. I keep on telling you that, man. The second that spaceship came down, I think it was the meme of Homer going in the bushes, and you just see Defenders and Punisher and all that, and they just slowly walk away in the bushes.
Although Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on. Or are they going to show? I'm just saying.
Hey, look, Chris can. Hey, look, CJ can have his his dream for Coulson to come back, and I can have mine for Wolverine to make a cameo.
I mean, let me dream. I mean, because it's not like I said, oh man, then Luke Cage punched Proxima Midnight. Then that's when you can be like, hey, Chris, get the fuck out of this conversation.
You already thought about that. You thought about
that for a hot second. Before they're like, well, maybe the Netflix, and I think it was either you or Prime. Like, hey, come on, Chris, just no.
It was both of us, Chris. It was both of us.
Yeah, we gotta let that one go.
Y'all literally pulled the Shannon Sharping, but like, Chris.
No, we didn't pull no Shannon Sharp. We often do this with you. It's like you guys would be fun if XYZ happened. XYZ. Here's Prime. Stop, dude. Stop. And me like, yeah, just stop. Just don't.
Yeah, but sweet. You can't blame him because the Russos
it would be
about how they want to do Secret Wars.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, next we want to do Secret Wars. Like, all right, so the X-Men didn't show up in Infinity War. Fuck, bring them into Secret Wars. Bring the Fantastic Four. Like, now that you kind of are changing the continuity around, who cares? Like, I mean, they even said the one character we wish we could have had was Wolverine. Like, I'm with Chris, man. Fuck, dude, come on, just see Wolverine.
Look.
Like,
here's the thing. That's what I said.
I said if there's anything that should come out of these Avenger films, like, please just drop Wolverine and don't do what you did with Spider Civil War. Don't spoil it by popping him in the trailer.
That's what they did, because the people were bitching and moaning, they were crying and moaning. Like, we want Spider-Man. I'm like,
No, but it would have paid off. The payoff would have been so much better had they not shown it in the trailer.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but I mean, look at how big that was. Look, we all say the same thing. Like, it would have been awesome. We're all crying for Spider-Man at that point. We want to see the Mickey Mouse of Marvel. We want to see him. Okay, they tease them. They kind of blow it with the trailer. But I mean, come on. When you guys saw him with the Avengers, were you like, gee whiz, I mean, fuck that. You were like, oh my God, he's finally here. Like, it didn't kill anything for anybody. It's just nitpicking, like...
Well, look. I mean, look, man. I'm not saying that it killed it. I'm just saying the payoff would have been much better. Like, I would have been blown away in the theaters because that would have been like the best kept secret.
Yeah, true.
No, I get you. I get you, but the payoff is that he's in an Avengers movie now.
Yeah.
Regardless. So, like, I'm with you, like, where it's like, if he had just popped up, you would have been like, I probably would have hit my pants.
Yeah.
But, like, holy shit. The payoff, like a hard shit. The payoff is that he's in an Avengers movie. He's part of the MCU now. And, like, that's what we all wanted to see. Now we're just like, okay, give us the X-Men. Give us the Fantastic Four. Like,
I could give a fuck about the Fantastic Four. All I care about Silver Surfer, Doom, and Galactus. I give less than a damn.
I can't wait
until Disney gets a hold of the Fantastic Four video characters.
Listen. I
said, what did we just open this podcast on with?
I said this on.
What did we just open this up with? Like, give it a chance.
I said this on Facebook, right? I said this on Facebook. It makes me sad knowing that after the awesomeness is Thanos, people will finally understand why we were all pissed off at Apocalypse in that X-Men movie.
Yeah, what, you didn't like the mean purple leader?
Wait. Not me, because I didn't fucking watch it.
I know.
Like,
agreed.
I was stuck on a plane from Germany back to the States. I had no choice but to watch Ivan Ooze on my screen.
Chris,
you were respecting Ivan Ooze's name. Hold on, don't you dare. You better let.
I like that Chris thought so highly of that. Like, Apocalypse was the reason why. No, it was more than that, dude. There was more than that one thing. That's like getting mad at the whole. I'm
still mad at Archangel down in the plane crash. Don't get me wrong.
Hold up. I give you credit
at the whole thing because it's like, oh, it's that one thing. That's like getting mad at the pickle That's like getting mad at the pickle in the hamburger when the hamburger's burnt. Like that was the last thing that she'd be concerned about.
I mean, don't get everybody else like. Again, Storm misused on screen again. I don't think she was
Well, no, hold on. I don't think she was miscast.
She was Queen in the past, like in such in X-Men stories. I was just a runaway. I'm like,
that's it.
That's why she was a god. She was considered a goddess by her village, and now she's a runaway, hustling and stealing and stuff like that. Exactly. Whatever. I don't care.
Chris.
Exactly. Yeah. Chris is over here talking about Apocalypse. Nigga,
Chris,
it was more than just...
Hold up, but I will always thank Chris because 2 times when what was it, the one before Apocalypse?
Oh, Days of Future Past.
Yeah. Okay, when that movie came out, I tweet Chris, hey man, does Wolverine fight a Sentinel? Yeah. But does he fight him with does he tear through him with the claws? Oh man, he's bone fuck. I need to see it. Second time. Okay, I love Apocalypse is one of my favorite characters of all time. Is Apocalypse in it? Yeah. Is he cool? Okay, what's the worst part that happened? The angel dies in a plane crash. Cool, I don't need to see it. You just
you know how much that I was just with that movie.
Hold up, Archangel. Wait, CJ. Arch dies in a plane crash, and Psylocke quite literally walks off the movie.
Yo,
so Shylock with her face, by
my
her,
level of
I only got 5 minutes in this movie, but that was
my level of annoyance was so high with that movie. I spoiled on Twitter because I didn't give a shit, and people were like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "No, I'm dead serious, people." I think I didn't tell D that I went to an actual screener for it, and then it's like I watched the screen, I walked out, and I was like, "What was that?" Like I can't be mad, but it's like. Really?
But no,
yes, you can be mad.
I appreciate it because I fucking hate those movies. And anytime I ever got tempted,
told me minutes walking out of it. Yo, D. I just saw the X-Men. All right, I told you not to watch. Yeah, fuck all that, D. The motherfucker died in a plane crash. That's the first thing that hopped out your mouth. You need to tell me about plot, nothing else, man. You went straight for the damn
Archangel dying in a plane crash tells you all you need to know about the plot of the movie.
That is one of the most.
No, he's 100% right.
But on some real shit, guys, that is the most hilarious thing.
It's almost as if a character that's powered to adapt. Whose power is to adapt is somehow killed by power.
Oh, for a short time I let that go, and then like 3 months later I was like, "Fuck that! What the fuck happened? Why?"
Yo, can I make a quick observation? Every podcast that I've been on, me and Joe have been on, we have found ways to shit on X-Men movies.
Yeah.
And I don't want to shit on them.
No, wait, hold on. It's not saying that we find ways. Like, literally, we'll talk about any movie. We could be talking about fucking Harry Potter.
We talked about Punisher. All three of us would talk about Punisher, and it somehow round into X-Men somehow. I'm like, how the fuck did we get to this point?
We're not finding ways. Like,
no, it just comes.
I'll put it to you like this. Yeah, you find ways to hate on Black Panther. I think it's funny. I give you shit for it. You and I don't find ways to hate on X-Men. We just acknowledge the fact that it's fucking terrible.
It's so goddamn funny, though, Joe. Every fucking episode, we're like, goddamn, how did this turn into X-Men again?
It's like,
again?
No, that's because now that Disney bought Fox, and we know, like, it's coming next year, anytime some nerd's like, but I'm like, no, fuck those movies, because they're getting wiped clean. Even the stupid-ass Dark Phoenix that's coming up, fuck that movie, fuck that cast, it's almost pointless. Why do you think New Mutants has been pushed back 30 fucking months?
Oh, they pushed both of them back, actually. They pushed both of them back.
Right. Because no one gives a shit anymore.
I know. Like, hey, they'll watch it for the last hurrah, but it's going to go out in a whimper. That's just how I see it.
Yeah.
Which
is unfortunate. Are they still making that, though?
Yeah, they're still making it. They're still making it. Yeah, they were already in production before the first initial news of that deal between Disney Fox even went through, and apparently that deal isn't going to happen. That deal isn't going to really be finalized until late summer next year.
Yeah, it has to go through Congress. It has to go. It's so big, it has to go through Congress. It's got to be approved.
Yeah, but I mean, all signs is pointing to actually happening, considering considering what's going on with that. So yeah.
That's my shit. That's my shit.
They still got that. They still got the whole thing that was going down with Sky. Is that changed up, or what's going on with it?
I mean, I agree with Lucas. I agree with Lucas a little bit. Yeah, I agree with Lucas a little bit on the fact that it might delay it a little bit, but on the Disney Fox end, in terms of the movie side, it's not going to really hinder it much.
Because we were talking about, I think what you got scared about was the whole failing. It's like, no, that just changes a lot of the power that's going to go down in all negotiating, because Sky is a huge element in the East Hemisphere, man. That's why Disney. That's pretty much why the whole reason why Disney did this shit, because Fox had stock in Sky. That's sports, news, everything else.
Man. No, I don't think that's why.
And it's a newspaper.
Yeah, because there's a news. It is partly because it is the news, the news and stuff too.
They did it because Fox or Sky, whatever, the bulk of it isn't Fox Studios, because they're not getting Fox TV. It's the amount of shares they're getting in Hulu.
No. I agree with you mean. I agree with you saying.
They're going to be the majority owner of Hulu. Remember when Disney said that they want to do a streaming service?
No, but this is for overseas, though. Overseas, Sky One is like the big thing over in Europe and all that stuff.
It's not big right now. It's not bigger than the BBC, but it's huge. It is real huge.
This right now, don't even worry about Sky, because that's coming home to fucking Comcast, baby. I can already tell you.
Yeah, because Comcast.
We are rolling out the Brink trucks. That is company wide.
Son.
Yo, we want that shit, but Nano Machine, son.
Look, listen.
Don't say that. See,
fucking Senator Armstrong over here and shit.
Because right now, I've been telling that to Chris for a minute. No, Disney ain't evil. All right. When I see Mickey walking down the street with stormtroopers behind him, I ain't saying shit. You know what's going to happen.
I've walked down the street with stormtroopers.
It's already bad enough. Like, look, it's already bad enough that we see Mickey walk around with a black cloak and a golden key.
First off, you underestimate me, D. First, you underestimate me, D. I'll be the Paul Heyman for Mickey Mouse. My name is Christopher Powell.
Shut up.
And my client.
Stop.
Hey, hold up. Stop. You know what this means, though, right? Because I was at Disneyland last week, and you guys were right. He was walking with stormtroopers, and you know what everybody's reaction was? Everybody's not at him like respect.
Yeah,
yeah.
See,
that fucking mouth
you see that? That's how it starts. That's how.
Check this out. But check this out.
Over America.
Up until this point, if you walked into Disneyland, everything is only related to MCU characters, Marvel-wise, right? So, like, here, they're tearing up part of California Adventure and building Marvel Land.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So up until, like, 2 years ago, there was no acknowledgement of Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man walks around with Black Panther and shit. It wasn't until last week you started to see a trickle of X-Men stuff come in. You start to see a trickle of Fantastic Four shit come in. And people are like, oh, fuck, it's happening.
Yeah. Let me make it very clear. I wasn't saying that wasn't going to happen. I wasn't saying none of that wasn't going to happen. I'm just saying when it comes to whatever Disney was going to get out of it, it's going to be significantly changed up. Mm-hmm. The whole thing with them and Fox, that's going to happen. I'm prepared for that to happen. I'm prepared for them to take over whatever new studio, not even new studio, but the fact that they couldn't get it in America. And the fact that they couldn't get it in the UK, that's going to change it up a little bit. Oh, that studio's dead. If anything can take it away, it's that studio. That's all I was. I wasn't trying to start.
So as a Floridian who is in the birthplace of Disney World, respect to Gustavo Mickey.
Oh my
I'm just saying.
I
keep on saying, "Oh my God," you know what's going to happen.
And the fifth right. So that's what we got down here. Real shit, but real G shit actually. But realistically, what we waiting? Look, man, while we're waiting on these like Fox and everything to happen, because God knows it is. Because like, if matter of fact, I was gonna say this. My first defense, if I'm going to Congress to prove my point, I'm gonna show them bullshit ass X-Men movies. When you see that bullshit and you see this shit, we want this shit to be like this. That's the first fucking thing I'm showing them. Off rip.
Yeah.
Just saying, hey yo, that'd be I won't even say nothing. I'd be like, yo, you see this? I rest my case. Just walk away.
Why don't you follow up with the Fantastic Four movie?
I
couldn't cares for the Fantastic Four.
I don't care.
Somebody don't care for Dr. Doom. It's a fucking travesty. This man should have diplomatic immunity, yet you got him treating him like trash.
I got Mitch McConnell like, well, personally, I like the X-Men movies.
You would.
To which you see a random chair get thrown at us.
Somebody slapping that motherfucker with $100 bill. Like, that shit your ass up.
Look, so y'all saying all that shit, man. All the Democrats be like, look, we thought the Fantastic Four movie didn't get a good chance, so we're not going.
Colin Powell sitting in the back like, I don't know about y'all motherfuckers, but I love Deadpool, all right?
Colin Powell ain't got shit to do with it, dude. Don't even bring him into it like he got something to do with it. Yo, why? Look, you know it's going to be that one congressman like, so wait a minute. You didn't like Superman? You didn't like Superman? You didn't like Christopher Reeve as Superman? Dude, they ain't got shit to do with anything.
Dude, you're too old. What are you doing here?
Yeah, y'all just, that one dude that's really confused. I'm sorry, last time I checked, you made Frozen. What is this bullshit about?
Bro.
I for one, welcome our mouse overlord. So
thank you, Mr. Disney.
I just gotta be.
I'm sorry. That's what I'm gonna call Joe now. Disney. He's Mr. Disneyland, and I'm Mr. Disney World. So,
yep. Yeah. Until you move to California, and then you need my permission to join.
Exactly. then I'm gonna have to lose your fucking license, get that shit up, and then I'm gonna be like, fuck. All right.
We're all forgetting the most important thing here, though. Tamar used to work with Marvel for a hot second. The Marvel Disney machine. I'm just saying.
Hey, bro. It's lit out here. I mean, I want as a universal worker, I would still like to see it succeed. Because, but I, as a Floridian, respect the mouse.
House of Mouse, man.
Respect the House of Mouse.
Yeah.
But too bad you can
my president.
You can respect the mouse all you want, but they still got steamrolled by the land of the rising sun.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's one park that they don't own.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper that way because they'd have to buy the land.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
they don't want to buy the land.
But they did get they could if they wanted to, especially at this point.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the land of the rising sun, and I will take it over.
But instead, Japan just decided, hey, we'll give you a percentage of the merchandising sales.
Okay.
You get that much.
To them, it's not much of a loss because then if you're saying that's a loss, then who's operating the park? Is Disney putting any money into the park? And yeah, they make revenue, but then you have to. How much is you said one of you guys works in the park. You know how much money it costs to run the park.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
they have so much fucking money, it doesn't matter. Like, it's almost like saying, like, well, you own 3/4 of the world, but you don't have that last quarter. Yeah, but I own fucking 3/4 of the world.
I know
like,
it seems like that they do that, but the thing is, they have so many entities that they have to subsidize, and the parks are the ones that really subsidize a lot of the entities.
You see, the real money is actually in black arms dealing that did take. Yeah, we really don't talk about that.
That shit's real.
We don't even talk about that. That's real shit right there. We don't even talk about that, man. There's wars going in South America right now, thanks to Mickey. MICKEY.
That's hilarious. You're gonna see
that's Infinity War to Black Arms deal.
What's funny is you're gonna see
MICKEMUDER.
No, that's funny. You're gonna see a freaking M4 with the Mickey logo on it.
Oh, you have to put the Mickey logo down there.
Well, it's like that episode.
I think we're we're stretching that a bit. And as someone who would like to be employed by them, I don't want.
I mean, it's like that,
man. Please,
it's like
there's so much. Like, there's so much stuff that Disney has swept under the rug and tried to make everybody forget about. So let's not even go there.
Hey, I'm just saying. Me and Chris talked about that because Kevin Feige, after making this movie, he's getting so many orgies done in his name in Disney.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Smartcast did a little. They did a little vignette on how
bring it back, sir.
About how like Avengers has taken over the world. That they show like a picture of like them showing Avengers in Venezuela, and it was like these rebel soldiers with AKs, and Scott Mosher made a joke like, "You better say go Avengers, yeah, go Avengers, yeah." It's like, you better.
All right, well, wait. So back to Avengers. I have a question for all of you then. So who was? Okay, we all agree that Thanos was like
the all end all,
right?
Champ.
He's the champ.
All right. So aside from Thanos, who was your standout character, and then who was the character that you were the most disappointed in?
That's easy for me.
Down the line.
All
right, ladies first.
Okay.
Standout character. Oh, this is a hard one. Can I have a tie? Because they both made me cry. They're the two that made me cry.
Gotta pick one.
Or Spider-Man. I'll go with Thor. I'm sorry, Tom, because he made me cry. I'll go with Thor as my MVP. And
then who is
needs improvement? Peter. He needs to control his emotions.
Peter Quill.
He just needs to steady, like Tony kept telling him, steady, because he's the one. He said he came up with the plan. He's got it. He just needs to control his emotions better. That's all I'm saying.
Peter Quill.
Peter Quill.
Yeah.
How do you come up? I'm sorry. How do you come up with your own plan and botch it at the same time?
Because he's a moron.
He's not a moron. He's not. You don't come up with a tactical plan like that and be a moron. You have to remember, he was kidnapped at the age of how old? By a bunch of Ravagers. Do you really think he got a lot of emotional support when he's trying to survive when he thought he was being eaten. This is the things you guys kind of forget, remember? That
true.
they said in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He had the emotional...
I'm sorry. These movies forget that all the time. So I
don't. I take it into consideration. He has the emotional development. He's still a child emotionally.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll give you that.
Hey, Chris.
I will. No, I'll give you that because. No,
I'm sorry.
What I was gonna say was I'll give you that because this time, was it this time last year? We saw the same thing with Tony in Civil War.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I guess for me, the reason I'm willing to give them that consideration, even though they're comic book characters, because I'd be that Tony to Peter and stuff when I was on active duty, because most of my soldiers and sailors, because I was in a joint unit, were so young. I was like some of my civilian employees. I was the oldest one in like my late 30s, and I had soldiers and sailors that are like 17 and 18. And yes, they're in the Army or the Navy, and they're adults, but they're still kids. And they would react like kids sometimes, even though they were in positions of responsibility. So that's why I'm willing to see. I'm willing to see like their mistakes and willing to give them the benefit of the doubt if they could just, if you guys can hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, we get it. No, I definitely understand.
Yeah, my MVP / I'm just gonna add my little topic in there. Most improved, Doctor Strange. Boom.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
And I'm there with Star-Lord, even though I'm kind of looking at Black Widow a little bit like do better.
Side eye. You side eyeing her.
Do better. Do better. That's all I'm saying.
She didn't technically fuck up the plan.
True.
That's why
So I'm still putting her and Peter there like do better, guys. Just saying. Just do better. So.
Okay, so Doctor Strange and Black Widow.
Yeah, basically.
Those are your two?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I guess I'll give mine. I'll give mine. So Doctor Strange, my MVP. I've come out and said it all the time. I love Thor, love him to death. But Doctor Strange picked up like nothing but respect for my Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, that was Sorcerer Supreme we saw.
I have a tie for disappointment, and that would actually be, you're going to be surprised, it's Black Panther and Captain America. Not enough screen time for either dude.
I mean,
well, what I mean is like, who disappointed you in their characterization, or
okay,
like screen time is like kind of not their.
That's not their fault.
Okay, all right. So I retract that. With them, I kind of wish we got more out of them, but I'll retract.
Yeah, no, I did too.
So I'm gonna say Hulk. Fuck it. Yep.
Yeah.
Hulk like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ooh my god.
He let people down.
Green bitch. He was like, yo, man, we got to help it out here, man. He's like, no. I was like, yo, bruh.
Well, you know what I kind of like though is like, we got to, because I fucking hated the way the Hulk was characterized in Ragnarok. I don't like him playing with the ball.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah. He was too jokey.
I'm like, but in Infinity War, because my friend, I was with him, and he's like, "How come the Hulk won't come out?" I'm like, "He's scared." For the first time in his existence, the Hulk has been just fucking handled. He's, we saw if it's carrying over from Ragnarok. He's kind of childlike in that he's got a simple mind. The Hulk, is developing. He just got beat the fuck down by Daddy. He's scared. He's too scared to come out. But that means, to me, that when he comes out again, it's going to be like that rage monster. Which, to me, that's the way to redeem him from Ragnarok. He's scared. Banner trying to coax him out. When we see him come out in Avengers 4... that's when we're going to get that like rage monster again, because that bullshit in Ragnarok, like that turned me the fuck off.
Yeah, but who's yours MVP and disappointment, Joe?
MVP Spider-Man.
Thank you so much.
No, I
sorry about
Spider-Man's that. Spider-Man's my guy, and I fucking love Tom Holland. Like to me, that's Peter Parker, that's Spider-Man, that's perfect.
Thank you.
And he, by far, everybody in both showings that I went to had the most attachment to when he, fizzled out.
Yes.
And Tom Holland is like, I mean, that kid can do no wrong right now. So he, by far, the MVP. I love the new suit. I hope he doesn't keep it full time, but I love it. Character I'm most disappointed with is the same thing I said the last time, Guardians, Drax. How the fuck are you going to call him the Destroyer and he's a buffoon?
But he is the best person in that entire thing, man. He's the funniest dude. He's the best.
He's not comedy relief. He's the Destroyer. He's the Destroyer. Hey,
Destroyer.
Drax ain't destroying shit.
Hey. Wait till Avengers 4.
Yeah.
Now, fuck that. Okay, Guardians 2. He had one 30-second action scene, and he's called the Destroyer. And most of the time, he's a bumbling fucking idiot. And trust me, I think Batista is hilarious. I love him, and I think he's perfect as Drax. They've done that character wrong.
And it's called build-up, and it's going to be like he's going to Avengers 4. He's going to have and he's going to back. He's going to Thanos in his place. And you can be like, man, man, Duke was right.
Hey, man.
You know what, man? I was right, man. Duke was right, man. I just listen to him.
No, here, I'll bet you money because here's the thing: if Thanos bitch slaps around the Hulk, they have depowered Drax in the movies. He's not even a fraction of the Hulk strength. So explain to me how Drax takes on Thanos.
Yeah.
With one, he's just like one nice thing right in the back side of him. He can see it coming. He's like, what? Bam! Like, what the?
Right,
just,
bro. That dude
literally
fucking announces him. He literally announces his presence every time.
Exactly. It's like you announce it, and Thanos like, what? Wham!
Well, let's wrap it up.
You're telling me that a character called the Destroyer is going to do a sneak attack?
Yeah, I know, right?
He's going to tell it, and then he's going to get it. Like, he's going to get the last hit, though. That's
real quick. Or the character is fucking terrible.
Well, real quick, let's wrap it up, though. So,
What about me?
Dude. Yeah, you're quick.
All right. Okay, biggest, the person who was actually great in this movie, which surprisingly no one's going to talk about, it has to be Doctor Strange. He basically proved how good he was. He was like legitimately one of the best. Like, he was smart. He was like, actually with smart, funny a bit, and actually he felt like Benedict Cumberbatch actually looked like he was felt like he was Doctor Strange, thinking like the whole cliche is 4-dimension, the 4 chess, but he was like, yeah, this is the end game, man. Like, we got this. This is the best scenario we have. That sort of thing. So that was my best supporting. The most disappointing has to be, well, honestly, Rhodey, who really didn't do much. Just you saw his new legs and that was it.
He kind of carpet bombed and blew the stuff up as best he could. He's not the tactician. Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, he was just like the extra black man. I was surprised he didn't get done.
You can say the same. Hey, look, you can say the same thing about Falcon.
He's air support.
He got more kills than Falcon. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
I don't. It's like. I mean, it's your perception of his character, so it's how you interpret it and stuff like that versus how we perceive it. So yeah.
The most person I was most impressed with is actually two people. The only person I could probably say is Spider-Man, but then again, I'm a Spider-Man fan, and I'm sorry because I don't know names that well for that movie because I didn't see it all the way. Who was Benedict Wong's character? What was his name?
Wong. Yeah, Wong.
Wong?
Yeah, he got the fuck out of Dodge. He was the smartest person in this whole. So yeah, he was the one I'm most impressed over. The one the character I didn't like or whatever like that. Just real talk. The whole Black Order. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what?
Sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. Ebony Maw was kind of bringing it.
But Deacon Maw cannot hold the fort for everybody else. He can't.
I know, but it's
the
not
Black Order were just
him.
mooks. That's what they were. They were mooks. They were not.
They were a vocab. They had a mouthpiece and they were stock thugs. That was it. They did nothing. We got a big guy, a woman, and a lesbian. That was it. They did nothing for me. I'm sorry.
I'm mad you said thespian. It's like, so does that mean that you're actually conceding that Maul was actual Deacon?
Maybe. I don't know. Look.
Yeah,
It's nice that you have all that vocabulary, but it doesn't mean shit when you don't back it up to me.
But he was backing it up.
Yeah,
he got sucked out of a window.
But prior to that, he was downtown New York. I think I saw the rubble because I was downtown today, and I thought I saw some of the rubble he did.
Look, my thing is this. Look. That's nice. But when your DJ Sue, your boy in Die Hard, does more than you to me, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't back it up, man. I can't back that up, man. So whatever. But yeah, the Black Order to me was the most disappointing. That's it.
Oh man. All right. Guess Sue and Prime are last before we dip out.
All right. MVP character. And I'm kind of mad. I'm going with everybody else on this. Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah.
Don't be mad, son. Be glad.
Hey, man, you're on the winning team.
I mean,
Exactly.
seeing him pull off, like seeing him do what he did, I'm like, holy crap, he's Sorcerer Supreme. I called it right there.
He is impressive. He was impressive.
I was very. I think out of everybody, I was the most impressed with him. Who I was the most disappointed with? I really want to say Hulk. Considering Banner really was trying to get Hulk to come out, and Hulk just kept saying no. But I really got to give the one character I was definitely disappointed with to Scarlet Witch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That question, that was probably the best question asked in the whole movie. Why wasn't she here the whole time?
Man, I almost thought you said Spider-Man, and my upper lip started to sweat. I was like, what the fuck?
No, I wasn't going to say Spider-Man. No.
Because
First of all, I was happy. Like Joe, first of all, I was happy to see Spider-Man, and I was happy to see him with the Iron Spider suit and him do his thing. Spider-Man did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You know, but when it comes to the Hulk, he's no longer the Hulk to me because of Ragnarok and in this movie. He's an infragable Kronk to me.
The infragable Kronk?
He's a joke to me. He is a joke to me now.
He did not just invoke that. Are you
serious? You will not sit here and disrespect the infragable Kronk.
Matter of fact, let me tell you something. D's gonna eat his words.
This is why Shaggy's my boy.
First off, you ain't gonna disrespect Infragable Kronk for that shit. If anything, you gonna call this nigga the Incredible Fella, like we've been seeing across the
The Incredible Fella.
The Incredible Fella. That's what he is. G.
All right.
That's what he is.
All right, Prime. You're up.
All right, I guess I'll start off with an honorable mention. It's for most improved Mantis. Even though I'm still kind of salty, she's not my Celestial Madonna. Like, she's still not my Mantis, but whatever they're doing for the movie is really cool. And the second time I watched it, I noticed all the shit she was doing in the background had me cracking up.
So jumping up and down.
The jumping up and down, or when they were flying to the spaceship, when she said, "All right, guys, put your game faces on," and she's behind Peter, she makes like that little scowly girl, something like that. So I can't, even though you're not a martial artist, that's adorable. I can't help but not love that.
Not to mention, she delivered the most hilarious line that I dare you not to laugh at.
Taking
kick names,
taking ass. 10-10, effing adorable, just great. All right, so I'm gonna start with my most disappointed. I'm gonna side with D. The whole Black Order minus Maul because I love Deacon Maul, but for comic books, I was expecting my babe Proximity of Midnight to come in and kick names and take asses, and she didn't.
She brought the hurt to Monica Rambeau. It's like,
She basically single-handedly soloed half the Avengers. Talking
sir,
shit.
That's the Black Avengers. They're not the Mighty Avengers. Black Avengers.
The Negro Avengers. My bad. The Negro Domices. My fault. So I was just like, that's one of the things I was hyped up to see the most about this movie was to see Proxima Mitness Glaive do the husband-wife tag team duo. I didn't get that. Kind of salty about it. But like I said on the Twitter and like I said earlier, because of the size of the movie, they needed just disposable name generals for the Avengers. Beat on those certain stages for the video game that was Infinity War. So I couldn't get mad at that if they're just generic name, Dynasty Warrior grunts, whatever. I don't care. It's fine. It doesn't take away from how awesome they are in the comic books. As far as my most improved and favorite, I guess I'm gonna just shrug and say Doctor Strange because he got the glow up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So talked about this for a while, but that's it. Infinity War.
Wait, one honorable mention for Ross, Marquand, who played Red Skull.
Yes.
I like how Hugo Weaving talked all that shit about it's not a movie I'm going to be more if I don't need this. Marvel Disney's like, cool, check this out. We got a guy that sounds exactly like you. Like that fucking guy. I had to look wait, they got Hugo Weaving back? Holy shit.
I was Joe, I was the same way. I was like, did they get him back?
Yeah, I leaned over to you. I was like, that don't sound like Hugo, because that accent isn't as thick as what Hugo was trying to go for.
Yo, for a minute, I thought that was the Red Skull from the Avengers Assemble cartoon. I'm like, they got that guy to play for real?
That would have been interesting.
Because he kind of, sort of,
honorable mention.
Yeah, man, that's kind of crazy.
I'll go with that.
Yeah,
I'll go with that. It was great.
Yeah, hey, Eris, that's your boy Aaron from Walking Dead.
Get out of here!
Yeah, that's Aaron.
That's him. Yep.
He's known for doing impressions. There's videos of him of doing impressions of people, and he's done voices on some video games. He does Han Solo. He's done Han Solo on the Star Wars games, and he's on Robot Chicken and stuff like that. He's done Han Solo a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me happy knowing that I got two people from The Walking Dead in Avengers.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
So with that being said, folks, hope you guys enjoy this. I know there was at least 5 people with Comic-Con that was like, man, I can't wait to hear the spoiler talk. Well, you got 3 hours of spoiler talk. Have fun. So, that being said, we will catch you guys later. Peace out.
Peace.
Get us in.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't bullshit. $650,000. Not even joking.